Greetings, salutations. Welcome to Dice, Dorks, and Danger, where a bunch of us dorks throw some dice and get into some dangers. My name is Scotty, and I am here with the cast and crew who will be bringing their characters to life in this West End Games D6 Star Wars role-playing game. So we will start, I guess, over to whichever part of that screen is with Richard. Go ahead with Tim. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Tim. I'm going to be playing Richard Castle.
Anything we else need to know about Richard Castle?
He is the captain of the ship,
Okay. The ship is
and trying to remember the name we came up with.
Badass. The
DP-28.
ship is badass.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to come
DP-28.
up with
You're fine.
Yeah, the DP-28.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Model YT1 to 1.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, and then we'll drop down to Zoe. Introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Deadman Bones. Let me get my mic out of the way. I am playing Zobrus, Mandalorian sharpshooter, wet worker, extraordinaire, tech fixer, basically whatever Richard says to do, she will do.
Nice. So, we bounce from Zoe to Crom. What's up, Crom? What you got?
Hello, I am Gleese, and I will be playing Crom, your angry Wookiee for this evening.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Alrighty then. So, Adam Ox, take us home.
I'm Ginger Ninja. I'm going to be playing Adamox Ethi, a mercenary who is currently just kind of tagging along with the group. They seem like a chill group bunch, and he does what pays. So
This sounds good.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and with those little bit of character introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and say everybody should actually, player-wise, should see where their tokens are. Go ahead and take the time to place your tokens where you think they should be on the ship. Meanwhile, Richard,
knowing Adamox, he'll probably be somewhere near the guns.
that's fine. Richard, you are going to be. Actually, you're not going to be in the cockpit. You're going to be in your captain's quarters there. And then let me remove the map cover so everybody can see what roughly we see. Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe not. Uno momento.
If we get lucky.
Right?
Did I just go to the showers?
Okay, I actually will be right back. Like un momento, I just got that.
Yeah.
Discussing
Dude,
earlier.
yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
Do you, man. Do you.
So, remind me, what's each part of the ship, so I know where I'm going?
Let's see here. So, basically, this is going to be the rec room. This is going to be the engine compartment and all the other kind of fun stuff. So pretty much everything back in there from here to here is going to be the engine room kind of stuff. The main is going to be here. This is going to be basically for extra parts and services where Jada is mostly going to be. Now over here, that's going to be the cargo hold. Right now, you guys don't have a lot of cargo going on. Captain's quarters are right here. Your guys' quarters are right here. Guest quarters here. And then obviously cockpit right there.
Okay.
So just go ahead and place your guys wherever you think you want to be.
I'll be right there.
I think
There
this
you go.
works. Just need a table, service a weapon, yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
Regular routine.
So bring this up. So you are in your quarters there. And you're basically going to be watching a transmission that has been sent to you. I'm trying to pull up the name here because I can't remember off the top of my head. Boop. Give me just a moment. While I'm pulling this up, the transmission's basically kind of letting you know that, oh man, it's always in that like just barely here. The transmission's letting you know that there is some work from Ranix, Devav. He is a shady kind of person that you have done some special runs for in the past. He's actually kind of letting you know, hey, we are doing, or I need some more special supplies. And he's kind of letting you know that they're going to be needing it relatively soon, not right now. We'll work out the details later. And this isn't a live transmission. It's a kind of like encoded transmission sent to you. He basically will kind of say that once you're back on the home planet there, we'll be in touch, kind of a thing. Now, while you're kind of watching that, everyone's going to be kind of going around doing their things, looking at the ship, kind of just spending time. Jada is going to be walking from the engine room, and she's actually going to walk up to the captain's quarters while this message is playing. On the captain's quarters specifically, unlike the other ones, has basically like a large pad, we'll call it. One that goes for kind of like a biometric screening for those that are authorized, which are Richard and Jada. And the other one's kind of like an emergency keypad thing. So she's going to walk up. She's going to place her hand on the bio screener, and doors are going to open, but not before kind of sending off like a noise alert in the room and kind of like a brief flash at the door to kind of let you know someone is opening your door. So there's a little momentary pause before the door opens up, and Jada's going to step in and let the door kind of close behind her. You gonna say anything, or?
No.
You're fine. I'm just.
What's up, Jada?
This one has received a transmission from our rebel informant, Pivot. Is Richard busy?
Not at the moment, and I'll pause the message.
She'll nod her head, and then she'll basically kind of hand over a little data pad to you. She will say, it appears that Pivot requires her services again. Payment will be 6,000 credits if done in full. Here is the transmission. This one thought Richard would want to see before making a decision.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the transmission.
Okay. So this is one of those kind of, with it being on the data tablet, it's not the fancy hollow ones. It's literally just kind of like a screen, similar to what we're using on Discord here. But rather than doing actual image or anything like that, it's just basically kind of like an icon. And the voice is kind of jumbled around, so that way you can't really tell what species, what gender, and things that it's part of the encoded message.
Yeah.
And Pivot will say that Richard, I'm reaching out to you. Apparently, we've been having some problems and some issues with pirates stealing supplies. This has been an ongoing issue. While we do not have any immediate rebel operatives out that way, we know that you operate close to the sector where we believe the homeworld base of these pirates are. They have stolen some supplies that are for a much needed operation. We would be very happy to have those supplies back. If you are interested in taking this job, it will be paying 6,000 credits. Upon completion, just send back the message of yes or no, and we'll take it from there. And then, boop, it'll just cut off like immediately. Jada will just kind of look at you like this inquisitive look, and she'll just say, "What else were you expecting?" Well,
It's always pirates.
this is not always
Gather up the
pirates,
crew.
she'll say. Before she'll say, it's not always pirates. There have been others that have caused issues. Pirates are just the most common.
Gather up the crew.
She'll nod her head and she'll say, where would you wish to speak to them?
There's a little meeting area around
Yeah.
the table, isn't there?
Yep, like basically right where I'm going to be pinging. Yep.
Yeah.
So the rec room, the common
there.
room, whatever. Okay.
Yep.
She will nod her head and she'll say, right away. And then she'll basically open up the door, which on this side of the door, no near that kind of level of security. It's literally just a press of the button. Door opens up. She steps through. Shuts.
All right. Now I'm gonna make my way over there.
Okay. So everybody's going to be hearing Jada walking and just shouting, "Ship meeting, everyone, to the rec room. Ship meeting." And for a kind of tiny-ish girl, she's got quite a bit of a bellowy voice.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm already here, so works for me.
Adamox is still doing stuff. Adamox is there.
All right. So I'm gonna look at everybody and go, so we got a job request, retrieving some cargo from some pirates again,
Why is it always pirates?
because it's pirates.
Because it's space.
Can't even
Would you
get
rather-
decent mercenaries. Ugh.
Would you rather deal with Vader or with the Empire?
No thank you. Already had to deal with them once.
Yeah, let's not get that involved.
Yeah.
So
Pays all right for the job. Are we interested?
Any other intel? Just pirates? That's it?
Points of interest?
The details are essentially pirates. This is the location that they're believed to be.
which would
They
be
want
the
us
planet
to
of
retrieve their cargo.
I'm always gonna butcher this. Should be the planet of Prexiar.
Okay.
Over on Prexiar.
Wow, I really am ghosting.
Yeah, it's all good. I told you, you are our force ghost for the game.
I think the job is fair.
It's all right. Well,
Any objections?
none from me. Good chance for some salvage too.
Yeah.
Jada will be
Right.
standing right there, and she will kind of also say,
Okay.
even though we need to complete the job, this one believes that if we can hawk any other wares and things to be sold, the ship can always use more money for parts. We are running kind of low, she says.
How low, Jada?
Parts are good. Low means low.
Oh boy.
What Richard said, she says.
All right, I'll go send a message back.
Okay.
So
All right.
don't destroy every turret I see. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Back to what you were doing. I'm gonna head back to the quarters.
Back to, well, looks like I'm probably not going to get to use this anytime soon if we're dealing with fucking pirates again.
I'm gonna send
Always
a reply saying that we'll take the job.
Okay.
Always carking pirates.
All right. So you end up sending the you send the reply saying, "Hey, we're going to take the job." And relatively quick, you're going to basically get the coordinates of the believed location. A kind of, and it's not a message, a hollow message or anything like that. It's literally just text. It'll be the coordinates, a kind of heartfelt thank you, and then they will say that once the supplies have been secured, feel free to take them back to your home base, and we will arrange a pickup as soon as possible. All right. So, who wants to throw some dice?
Yeah.
All right, let's throw some dice.
All
Let's do
righty
it.
then. Okay, so Jada is going to be basically kind of back in the engine room like she normally is. So, whoever wants to plot and plan the astrogation, which I'm assuming will be Richard since it's his ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
3 plus 2.
Okay.
All right.
10.
Tim? Okay, you believe you have everything
Well,
plotted
12.
correctly. 12? Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you believe you have everything plotted correctly. The coordinates you've kind of, as you're looking through the nav computer doing the plotting and things, that they appear to be relatively newer coordinates. They don't appear to be too old. So with being newer coordinates, they should be more reliable. All right, now while Richard's in there kind of doing their stuff, does anybody out of curiosity want to maybe see what they know about Prexiar?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We'll give it a shot.
All right. So we're going to call this one Planetary Systems. So
Ooh.
that would be, yep, if you don't have the skill, it is going to be knowledge.
I've got 2 in knowledge. Let's see what we get.
Hey, get a shot. Wow.
8.
8.
I know nothing.
I don't know. What's the number say?
2 1s.
2 1s? Prexiar, that's a dish that you had back on Kashyyyk, wouldn't it? You don't remember, but you're hungry now. All right, so Zoe, you kind of have a little bit of insight. Prexiar is kind of it's a catch-all. So it's out in the, it's out in wild space, like many planets where you guys are. And it doesn't really have too much inhabited people on the planet. The planet itself, if you recall, also shares basically the same exact name as the sector, which for a lot of people can be confusing. But that system and sector is also known for smugglers, pirates, people that are trying to lay low because it's kind of just backwater. There's not really anything into it.
All right. What's the usual weather in the planet, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. Number is good enough to know that you believe that this planet is kind of a, we're going to refer to it as a tropical, kind of tropical jungle-ish type planet. So you're looking like hot, muggy, rainy, nasty, that kind of stuff.
Okay, apologies. I can resume control now.
You're fine.
Resuming in character.
You're fine.
All right, I'm back from the John. What I miss?
All right.
What are we doing, and how much we getting paid for it?
We're going to Prexiar to take down some pirates and get some supplies back.
I'm hungry.
If it pays, it pays.
I just love prom.
Prexiar's
I'm hungry.
Anyone ever been to Prexiar? Because I know a little bit.
I'm going to roll to see what I know.
Sure. But the question from Zoe of, has anybody been to Prexiar? This kind of like little droid is floating around. You know him as Kip. All you hear is this kind of
11.
11.
don't
Yeah.
One
You
of them
basically
was a 6 on the wild die.
nice.
Would that be Planetary Systems on the that particular roll?
Yep, planetary system on that particular roll.
I'm gonna make a roll
Okay,
as well to
Adam.
see if I know anything from any
Absolutely.
previous jobs.
Let's go, Animox.
I have a 3 there. All right, that is a 6 on the wild die.
Nice.
So let me math the rest of this real quick. So 6 plus and the actual 6 And then that's another 6.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
another 6. I swear I'm not doing this.
You're
I'm not
fine.
cheating.
Hey, no, you were good.
There's
I
the one.
trust. There you go.
There's the 1. Okay, so that was 2 dies that rolled 4 and 2.
Nice.
6. And then I believe I rolled 3 more 6s
Nice.
on the wild die total.
Nice.
Then the 1, and then I have a pip of 1.
Nice. Mathing 2.
I'm bad at math.
25.
There you go. So yeah,
You beat me
Richard,
to it.
you know basically everything Zoe knows, with the exception of that system used to have peoples until sometime in the Clone Wars. You think there's some kind of fallout that occurred. You're not really too awful sure what happened, but there used to be more population there. Now, with the 25 from Atomox, you know all that information.
I think it was 26, but
Or-
close enough.
That's fine. The information of all that stuff being a jungle planet, you know, kind of place where people like going, smugglers and pirates and all these other kind of things. Something happened with to the people,
Gotcha.
blah, blah, blah. You also believe you remember having taken a job near and around there, basically kind of being the strong man or strong arm, or however you want to put it, the muscle for a smuggler. And you remember hearing stories that there were weapons that the separatists were testing, and that they were testing them on the indigenous people of the planet and of the other planets in the system, and essentially just wiped them all out. Left the planets perfectly fine, but apparently all the people, they are
So
now
we're
one with the Force.
effectively going on to a primarily uninhabited planet.
Correct.
Some scatters of like barely survivors here and there in the jungles.
Possibly, if any. Chances are is that like wildlife may still be
Chances are I
around.
think
Yeah. So, all right.
All right, then. I'm gonna roleplay that information to the rest of the crew if that's all right.
Sure, perfectly fine.
All right then. I took a job there a while back. From my understanding, there were some sort of separatist weapons experiments. Wiped out the entirety of the indigenous peoples, so we shouldn't find anything more than wildlife, but we might run into a few here and there if they got lucky and made it out alive.
So long as we don't have to deal with man-eating plants, I'll be fine.
I make no promises. We very well may.
Well said. Well said. All right. So, with all that going on, the calculations are set, and then you go ahead and you jump into light speed there. So from
While we're going,
oh yeah,
I
that's
would
it.
like to listen to the rest of the message,
The
that
message?
I was listening to
Okay.
before Jada.
Sure.
walked in.
As a time frame, you guys know that it's going to take you about a day from where you are to where the actual planet is.
And that's going at light speed, whatever.
Yep, you are in hyperspace right now, so yeah, that's going all out. So yeah, you will return to your quarters and kind of re-go over the message. Ranix will basically say that you're gonna love this as you kind of go through the message again. That he will say that he's been having problems on his section or area of PowerPoint Station. Apparently, there's some kind of new upstart pirate crew, and they've been a real pain in the butt. They're only calling themselves the Pirates of PowerPoint Station, and he just kind of chuckles. His original name, I know, but pirates aren't known for their quick wits. But he will say that it has kind of become a problem and an issue with some supplies missing. They've been bold, breaking in, taking stuff from their storage area, which is unacceptable. But also, his shipments of spice have also been stolen in the past, and there have been problems and issues of it being there, then suddenly not. So, as much of a joke name as they have given themselves, they apparently are at least a viable enough threat that once you basically, if you take this job, he is willing to pay what he refers to as double price, which you would know would be about 5,000 credits for delivering the goods. And he will basically say that he trusts you more than a lot of the other runners. And that basically you guys are going to be in touch. All right, so
I'm just gonna mumble to myself. It's always pirates.
All right.
Then I'm gonna lay down.
All right. So you guys got a full-on day. You can kind of, clean your weapons, spec in any kind of optics you have, eat, which Crom probably almost promptly did the moment that the little briefing meeting was done. But yeah, you guys pretty much just take your time, do what you need to. What's up?
I missed the majority of the ship description because I was getting that second monitor quickly set up.
Yeah.
Is there like a little solo kind of training sparring room in the ship, or no?
Not really.
I'm double checking.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
there's not really.
Wanted to make sure.
Yeah, most of the time when you guys aren't transporting
I would
cargo,
have taken the time.
yeah, when you guys
I
aren't
would have taken the
transporting,
time to sorry.
no, you're fine. When you guys aren't transporting cargo, a lot of times in the cargo hold, you guys will kind of spar or fight or kind of do some stuff like that. But yeah, it's not set up for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was gonna go do some vibro knife practice, just make sure I stay limber and whatnot. But
Sure.
You really want to go outside right now? Really, dog?
I was just gonna say
I will
like
be
if we
right
don't have
back.
space, then we don't.
I'm the only adult here.
All right.
But yeah, if we don't have the space for that, we don't have the space for that. I'll just clean the one blaster I've got.
It's a vibro knife. You're not
Make
gonna
sure
cut through.
everything's-
Yeah, you're not gonna cut through the hall with a vibro knife. You're fine.
Yeah, but.
Let's. I'm sorry.
Like, if
I
we don't-
believe.
if
I
we don't
believe Luke
space for that
Skywalker
cargo-
was wielding a lightsaber around in the 2400.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I mean. All right. Alrighty then. So about a day kind of goes by. Like I said, you guys are kind of like doing all your extra goodies and all that stuff. When the ship kind of gets close to the coordinates there, Richard, you'll basically roughly have kind of timed out to be in the cockpit. So as you're kind of, prepping, making sure running system checks, everything else, making sure everything's fine. Jada's collaborating such things that everything's running good. The engines are fine. No problems, no issues. Life support's good. Everything else. As you guys are kind of talking this through, the little, I cannot recall what it's actually referred to as, but basically there'll be a blinking light that is basically signifying that, hey, your destination is on the way. Get ready to pull out of hyperspace.
The space GPS is telling us we will soon reach our destination.
Basically, they got a fancy name for it. I just can't remember it.
Yeah, that's fine. I just gave it the closest thing I could compare.
Let's just
There
call
you
it
go.
an indicator for now. Whatever.
There you go. So you'll basically go ahead and pull the lever, and then it'll bring you back into real space. So, and there is the planet. It's just kind of floating right in there. But the big question is, where are you going and what are you doing? Because they just gave you the coordination of the planet, or the coordinates of the planet, not anything else in specific. So what would you guys like to do?
I'd assume we'll try to. Can we even scan the planet?
Absolutely. You guys have scanners.
Yes, that's what I was going to recommend.
Richard, quick question.
What's up?
Did they mention any what's the word I'm looking for here? Points of interest in the, I'm assuming, transmission?
I don't
Maybe
think
we
they
can
have
try to hone in.
points of interest. They are pirates hiding on a mostly uninhabited planet.
Wait, the pirates of what?
Pirates of Prexiar. Because
Yeah.
they're really good at
Prexiar.
naming things.
Ugh.
They're pirates. They're not going to have a clever name.
No.
You know,
Pirates of
you
Prexiar.
think they'd have at least one
I can
creative
tell
mind
you-
amongst them.
They're pirates.
It's only the good
Fair.
pirates. It's only the good pirates that have decent names.
Not
If they've
even
got a
those
decent
literally
name,
given.
that means they're good. Usually.
Jada will
It
be
usually
around.
means they didn't come up with it.
Yeah, Jada will be around once Zoe says that. She'll just kind of look over and say, Zoe should name one good pirate name. And just kind of stands there and waits like, I'm waiting.
You what? I can pull.
Come on.
I can't pull a pirate name out of my ass. I can
Uh.
name a pirate, but not a Star Wars pirate.
This is the now and the time, man. Just be creative and just poop poop.
Just come
Well,
up with
if you
anything.
want to get technical, Boba Fett.
He was more of a
Technically.
bounty. He's
I
more
hate-
of a bounty
but-
hunter.
He does
Yeah.
do illegal shit.
Yeah, just kind of
Pirate.
like
Be fair, still
leans
weed.
her head. What does bounty hunting have to do with pirates?
My point
Good
exactly.
point. Well,
Richard's over there like,
Can I make a roll to see if I know any?
Can I
With
just
my
put
line
my
of
hand
work.
over
Kid,
Zoe's
can I
mouth?
actually roll for
okay,
me?
calm down. All right. All right, everybody was talking at once. So Richard
Alright.
was saying something. What were you saying, Tim?
I'm just gonna look at Zoe and be like, kid, just stop while you're behind.
I know. It's like there's got bound to be one. It's like just like there's bound to be a stormtrooper that can actually shoot.
The coin says no.
There's plenty. but-
Yeah. It's
Pretty
the
sure I heard tales from Sector 6 Marauders at some point, but that might just be me.
not bad.
Raiders of the Grand Line.
Really? What's next? What's next? Gold D. Roger?
No.
The gold
No,
diggers.
All right, let's get back on point.
There you go.
I was
Okay.
really
There
about
we
to get
go.
off topic there for a moment.
I know I was
So
too.
was I.
And I'm the
That's
game
why
master.
That's why I got us back.
Okay.
I know you.
Hey, all right. Moving on.
Yep. All right. So who wants to
Alright,
run
let-
scans?
What
what
kind of
would
role
that-
would that be? Technical?
Should be scanners, which should be mechanical.
I've got
What do
two
we
in
all
mechanical.
have in mechanical? I have a
Two.
3. I have 3D plus 1.
Nice.
I'll scan.
Does any? If you have
Okay.
higher, go ahead.
Now my question is, because you can actually get dice put on top of that. So hold the number. What type of scan were you wanting to do? You can do.
I was going. Yeah.
I want to make sure. Vehicle starships. There's the section. All right, so you can do passive scans. You can do okay, so it's passive, scan, search, and focus. So a passive is basically about 30 meters wide, like 30-meter section, and then or 30 kilometers, I would imagine, because it doesn't actually give me a unit of measurement. Scan would probably be 50 kilometers, search would be 75, and the focus is only 4.
So
GM, I don't think you meant to share that script
What?
in the handouts. I'm not sure if you meant to share that script there.
It doesn't matter. I'm not using the script. That was from last time.
Oh, I didn't realize that. My bad.
Yeah, you're fine.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll go with the larger area scan, and I'm going to be looking for any kind of heat signatures, anything that would resemble habitation.
All right.
Wow.
So on top of what you rolled, add an additional d6, and then add that into your total.
Okay, that makes it 25.
All right, cool. Heat signatures are relatively abundant. You're able to kind of pick out, like, basically, well, this seems like it's more of wildlife and game and things of that. So you're looking for something more of a specific odd pattern. And you are going to eventually kind of stumble upon like a little section where there seems to be the amount of heat along with, I guess, like some electronic type equipments and things that aren't as common as everything else that you have been scanning for. And you will locate what you believe to be the pirate camp.
Yeah. So essentially, it looks like the heat signature of what could be like a ship and buildings.
Right. Well,
Okay.
nope, not just a shit or not buildings. You basically the energy would end up basically the amount of energy is coming off of it would be signifying that it's a starship more than likely. And then the way that the heat signatures are and things that you're probably detecting 50, give or take, in like a little small area.
All right. Be like, yep, that seems like our spot.
All
So,
right.
Do we have-
can I
sorry.
scan for a good place to land around there?
Absolutely. So roughly
As
how
he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and ask. All right, so Richard, what's the sit rep? What we looking at?
Starship, somewhere in the whereabouts of 50 heat signatures. Could be people. Most likely people.
Any idea of what time on world it is?
looking at the port, you can probably guesstimate from the coordinates that were given, kind of doing the rough math and things, that you're probably looking at like late night, early morning time.
Okay, so cover of night. Cool.
Yes.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right.
Because big ass ship.
Mm-hmm.
A not insignificant number of people.
Would I be able to use my tactics ground assault here to make a plan for once we've actually landed?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and see how good a plan I can make.
Okay.
So that
I
is
have 40 in that. And that is a 6 on the wild die, oddly enough.
Nice. All right, Tim. So what did you have?
So those up plus 7.
I rolled a 10, and I was gonna do the more focus scan. Didn't you say there was one that was like 20 kilometers?
Yes.
30.
There was one
So I
that's
was gonna
30.
do. I was gonna do the more focus scan around the base for a place to land.
After that wild die 6, I rolled a 2 for a total of 24.
Nice.
So 2 6s on not wild die and a 4 on not wild die.
Where's my
rolling my physicals.
stats? 24. 10. Give me the stats, stupid computer. There we go.
Swear, I love this.
Alrighty,
party
so
group.
you were doing a more tighter scan, Tim, or were you wanting to do it
Yeah.
more?
A
Okay.
more tighter scan.
Okay,
Since
so
I'm looking for an area around it to land instead of searching for it.
okay, so if you do a focus scan, it drops it down to like 4 kilometers or whatever it is, and that'll add an additional 3d6. That's your tightest scan. But it
What's
also
one above that?
one above that is going to end up being a search. Search.
That's how big?
So that's going to be about 40 and then 2d6 on that.
So we can do the focus scan.
Sure.
So that's going to be a total of 17.
All right. Yep, you believe that you have found a spot that will kind of get you far enough away so that way while you're landing and doing what you need to do and everything else, that you shouldn't alert anybody near the encampment. And you basically can kind of plot out the best way for the entry so that way you're not just flying overhead. But yeah, you believe you've got a spot relatively picked out.
All right.
So
About how far away is it?
That's a good question. Let me double check the book, the almighty book that tells me these things.
Oh, great and wonderful book.
Right? That's not the section.
Praise the scrolls. The ancient texts.
Part book, right?
What, Mom?
These are from '96, so they're pretty ancient.
I was just making a joke, but okay, that works too.
They might as well be scrolls.
Right? Well, I'm not seeing off the top of my head, so we're gonna probably say, 300 kilometers, 300 to 500. So you have a little bit of a trek. Yeah, you have a little bit of a trek, but not super long, because you think you might be able to make it and not make the alert people.
Yeah.
I did get a 24 on that tactics
Yes.
ground assault, so
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wait till
I'm
you
not
actually
sure how that
land. Yeah. Because you're
Fair
kind of
enough,
yeah,
fair
because
enough.
you're kind of taking.
Yeah, I need to be. Yeah, I need to be
Yeah.
on the ground. I was
Yep.
just kind of like starting the process, looking
Oh
at
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah. You're
map
taking
I
in.
have of the general area.
Yep. You're
No,
taking
these guys
in.
are in that general area.
Exactly. You're taking in information now, and then we'll kind of
Yeah.
wrap everything
And
up
then
when
I'll
you actually get there.
make the plan when. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I wasn't
No.
sure if that was gonna apply now or later. I just.
Nope. You're fine.
Go
You
ahead.
good.
All right. So I'm gonna tell everybody there's a spot a few hundred kilometers away where we shouldn't alert them landing. It's gonna be a bit of a trek to get there, but I think this is our best bet to not get caught going in.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable enough.
Probably want to also maintain radio silence while we're doing this.
On top of that, once we're on world, we probably won't have a. We can really camp out if we desperately need cover of night.
Well, it's actually gonna already be cover of night.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like if by the time we get there, it'll probably be getting a little daylight out because
A little bit.
like a few hundred kilometers, like
Yeah.
it'd be better for complete in my opinion, but
No, you're fine.
that's
I
my
understand.
above character opinion, kinda. So
I understand. You are good.
All right. So we're good. Ready for me to take us on?
Do the thing.
All right. So I'm gonna go attempt to land.
Fantastic. Give me that space transport chick.
Uh, 19.
19. Yeah, it is good enough. You're able to kind of calculate what you need to do, hit the atmo, next to no problems, and then you're able to kind of come up. The clearing, which I will actually should be able to display. Whoop. I knew it was gonna do that. Okay. Players should have it. The thing. Players should have it just fine. I'm gonna kind of readjust it for
on my
the
screen.
viewers. Yep.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No, I see
I
it.
No.
do.
Okay,
No,
okay,
we
okay.
see it.
Okay. I thought you said not, and I was like, crap. Okay. All right. So basically, that's where you guys are going to end up being at. So it's a nice big clearing. As you're flying by, you're going to notice that there are some trees, some foliage, and things that's relatively dense, kind of rainforest / jungle type area. The ground itself, as the ship kind of comes down, it's not rock solid, but it's not super swampy. It's kind of like this weird in between. Ship should be fine, just sitting there. Jada will kind of look at you and say, should this one stay on the ship in case the ground decides to give way? Kind of being a smart aleck.
I'm well aware you don't want to go, Jada.
This one does not, she says.
Don't have
We
to
won't make you.
excuses.
Yeah.
Be prepared for us coming in hot, though.
Jada can expect that.
All
We've
right.
done this a time or two. I'm sure you're well aware of what to expect coming back.
She nods her head. Doesn't say anything, just nods her head.
Do you want any souvenirs?
This one would prefer something shiny and expensive that Jada can sell to enhance ship.
Understood.
We'll try to come back with as much salvage as we can then.
I'll see if I can find anything.
If we find another droid, would you like it alive or dead?
She will say, this one does not have a preference. Jada can fix it.
Fair enough.
All right, so you guys are going to basically kind of exit the ship there.
Yep.
Jada's going to, as you guys are kind of getting your stuff together, last second kind of things, all that stuff. Adamox will go ahead and cover your thing.
Sure.
From the area that you're at, you're going to notice that there's, for the most part, funneled into one area that's probably about 30 meters wide. It's pretty decent size. Everything that's around it is relatively dense foliage. It's actually got some relatively decent cover. The ship has turrets on there on the top and the bottom. So the turrets can
Their
actually
ship?
be no, not their ship.
Okay.
Your guys' ship.
Okay.
Our ship.
Yep.
Wasn't sure what you meant. I was like, last I heard, we were still a few hundred kilometers away from there. So.
Yeah, no. So you guys are going to actually be able to fortify and defend the area if need be. It's probably unlikely unless they have some kind of walkers or ground assault vehicles or something like that to kind of get to the ship.
Which, considering they're pirates, they may or may not. I mean, we are on an abandoned world where separatist experiments went down, so they probably
Correct.
have maybe one or two.
Correct. They've probably pilfered a couple different things at least. At least.
Found some bunkers. You never know.
This is true.
So I'm gonna look over to Richard and say, "Hey, do we have any like barricades or something small we can set up around the base of operations, so to speak, here?"
If things get hairy, I'm sure Jada can move the ship.
Not what I was getting at. I'm trying to think of making this place a bit more easily defendable. If we need to come in hot and we get back here, we're on a former separatist-controlled planet. The pirates have more than likely commandeered a walker or two.
So this is a question for Richard and the game master.
Yep.
Does our unit have deflector shields on them?
Unit as in the ship?
Yes.
Yeah. So deflector shields and things that are kind of like, they're basically busted down into two types, which is, I can't remember what they call them in the game, but basically there's like a particle kind of thing, which is like your deflector for more of your physical stuff, for like asteroids and things that then you got kind of like the energy one to kind of shield off energy attacks when you're getting shot. So yeah, you guys have got shields.
It's like the physical and energy armor for our armor slots.
Yes.
Just for a ship.
Yep. Simple game mechanics is essentially you just slap the shields on and they kind of take care of themselves, more or less.
Fair enough.
Worst case scenario, there's the shields, but who knows how long those will hold.
Depending on what they're shooting at, they could hold for a while or not. If they're shooting at you with standard blaster weaponry, they'll hold for quite a bit. If they try to shoot you with a same scaled blaster from a same size ship or larger, they might not hold that faster than well.
Yep. Right.
So I'm going to look at Adamox and then just look around and go, there's a lot of wood here.
This is true.
You could probably make this very defensible.
True. Then, on top of that, it is kind of naturally defensive on its own with how dense the foliage is.
Do I need to break down the trees? Is that what you're hinting at?
Wookiee's like, break
That's what
trees?
Richard is hinting at, Chrome. I'm not. I'm
Chrome
saying
does
leave
have
as
an
many
app.
up as we can.
And to be fair, living on Kashyyyk, these trees are very puny and probably easily broken by comparison.
Probably.
Yeah,
you want me to-
I'm just looking at him answering his question, going, if you need barricades, we can make them. The supplies are here.
Yep.
Fair enough.
It's just the problem
Yes.
of that's also going to make noise.
We're a few hundred kilometers
It
away
is.
from the base. I don't think
I
noise
don't
is
think
an
they'll
issue.
hear us.
Yeah.
True.
I'll start.
Do
breaking
you
down-
have any weapons of mass destruction on you?
Not
What,
last I
like-
checked.
Last I checked, I told you to quit carrying them.
I don't have. You took my thermal detonators from me. You sold them, remember?
Yeah, well, you didn't need them. I'm not going that far into depth.
And I'm
J-
pretty
you
sure
just
he
hear
needed
Jada,
the
we needed the
credits."
credits. Yeah. Jada's like, we needed the credits more.
So considering you don't have your
It was
thermal
having
detonators
thruster troubles.
anymore,
What do you think was more
what is
important?
going to be heard from 300 kilometers away?
Nothing because I'm not firing a gun.
Good girl.
Even a gun won't be heard from 300 kilometers away.
True. So,
Do you realize I'd have to start shooting the ship's weaponry
yes.
for it to get anywhere near that?
Yes, I'm aware.
So as you're scolding Zoe, Jada does kind of point out that if the pirates are in fact using some kind of enhanced sensory array pointed in general directions and things that they may be able to pick up on the subtle vibrations and sound shock waves in the air. It's possible, she says.
So my paranoia did.
Stop playing devil's advocate, please, Jada.
This one cannot help it. It is part of the droid brain.
Fair enough.
But- It's like there's a difference between caution and paranoia.
Both are good. Both are bad.
But yes, let's
Anyhow.
do what we must.
All right. I say we set up a couple small barricades in case we need to book it and need the extra cover, and then go from there.
Fair enough.
All right.
Alrighty then. So we're going to, if you're gonna makeshift some barricades and things that will, who's gonna be doing it?
I can probably do the actually like putting stuff together if Crom can like bring down the trees or whatever
Okay.
that are necessary for it.
Okay.
Go break
Not
Not
down the
enough to
roll.
like. Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Depends on the role, because I have nothing in crafting.
So we are going to say strength check to bring down the trees for the Wookiee, and then since we're makeshifting barricades from said fallen trees, we're going to actually require a survival check, which is a knowledge if you don't have it.
I've got 2
I-
in survival.
I have 3 in survival and 1 pip.
Nice.
Okay,
So,
that is
what
definitely
would
good.
you like me to roll? Just straight strength?
Just straight strength. So
Alright.
that's for you should be
And
5d6.
I'm a roll for the
Yes, it is 5d6.
Yep.
and I'm a roll for that survival check.
Yep.
I don't know how I keep doing this. It's another 6 on the wild die. I
Don't
swear
complain.
I'm not.
Don't complain. You will have the ones.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so that's a 6 into 1 on the non-wild die.
Mhm.
6 on the wild die, total of 13, not including the pip.
Mhm.
5, so a total of 18, not including the pip. 19 with the pip.
'Kay.
So 19 total.
All right. We're waiting
Okay.
on Crown.
Come on, man. These trees are nothing compared to Kashyyyk.
9, 6.
No, because they need special tools to cut them things down.
Yeah, she spent
You mean
years
the Kashyyyk
there.
trees
Was-
or these trees?
No, the ones on Kashyyyk, they're basically like wood
Thought
and
so.
steel.
They're really tough.
Thought so.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you meant, but I wanted to make sure.
It's
I
not.
rolled an 18.
18?
I got a 6
Fantastic.
on the wild die and I got a 3.
Nice. So yes, you're going to essentially take we're gonna say about a combined couple hours. You're able to snap down some decently sized trees, kind of break what you need to, and basically kind of make a couple of different fortified things here and there. So
Do we want to put those on the map? as well?
So how about making a pit trap or two on the way while they're doing that? Is that possible at all?
With my ground tactics, would I have thought to suggest that Zoe do that?
I'm gonna say no because that wasn't the original main focus.
Fair enough.
That is fair enough.
All right, so we're going to say red. We're going to come on now. Map layer. That'd be smarter. Come on, stupid thing. Red.
Having issues.
Yeah, it's not wanting to select the color. There we go. It's whatever. Okay, so
Pretty
we're going to
colors.
say. Oh, that's right. It's kind of funky. Oh well. Gonna say right here, and then
Is that
right
kind
here.
of a magenta for anyone else? Or
It
that
is.
It is.
All right.
And then let's see. That's the wrong one. Whoop. All right.
Because usually when you paint your colors, whatever in the world.
Fair. I
Pit
probably would have
trap.
staggered like one or two along the middle there as well, personally.
For a couple hours for those trees, you get the 2.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. I probably would have placed them in different places
Pit
then. but,
trap. Roughly, how did you want pit trap for, like, location? Because I'm thinking kind of like you're in the center.
Makes sense.
Like you guys could kind of avoid, but put it like right in
yeah,
there.
logically, like somewhere where they'd not think to not rush if
Yep.
they were pressing the advance.
Absolutely. Oh, that's right. Let's see here. So pit trap there. Okay.
Sweet.
That's basically your defenses. You're able to kind of put together in a couple hours. Pit trap's only going to be not going to require a roll for that because it's just going to be time consuming. It's only going to, like, with the 2 hours, you're going to be able to dig down about maybe 4 feet and then kind of make like
enough
a little.
for them to get themselves tripped and hurt.
Yeah,
Maybe
enough to
slipping.
hurt, and then you've probably got like maybe a few kind of pointy sticks that you've been able to find to kind of put down to deal a little bit of damage, a little extra
Maybe
damage just
maybe a couple extra seconds to shoot them while they're climbing back out.
Right. There's nothing fancy, but a couple hours, like I said, just going and doing so.
It's better than nothing.
Absolutely. Sometimes these things might save you in the long run. Sometimes they won't. All right. So is there anything else you guys wanted to do before venturing out?
As far as fortifying goes, I got nothing.
Not knowing the local wildlife, I think we're good.
Cup. That's not going to stop a Wookiee, by the way. They're going to be like, I can eat that. It's just going to be straight up like food. Like Chewbacca with the little pog things or whatever. Pongos or whatever, yeah. Yeah, pretty much like, yeah, like, I eat you.
You look tasty.
Pretty much.
Come here. I want to taste you.
All right.
Remember, let the Wookiee win.
So we're going to be moving forward. Everything here done. We progress.
I am.
Think so?
Yeah.
I say we're ready to progress.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the intel I needed. All right. So I need everybody to give me a knowledge survival check to make your way from here to there.
Alright. Moment. Knowledge
That
survival.
is, yep, 3 + 1 pip.
Okay. That can't be right.
It's not. That's why we weren't using the thingamajigger.
15 with a 5 on the wild die, +1 pip for a total of 16.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I have 2. Wait, actually, it is. That is right.
Got a 1 on the wild die.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 with 4-3. So the 2 in the wild die.
Okay.
I forgot I only had 2 in
Seven.
that.
Did you say 7, Tim?
Yes.
Okay. And then for
So I'm the house
your
15.
wild die
Nice.
1, Crom, I'm going to say how many dice were you rolling?
Just 2.
Just 2. Okay, so just take the total.
6.
All right. Okay. So the average is going to come out to being that you guys are not going to be making the world's best time. There are going to be some problems and issues, tripping. The Wookiee eventually, will find something, try to get it. It's going to scurry off. And then you guys are like, come back here, Crom, come back here. Because, he's like, food, I want to eat. And you're like, no, back here, back here.
Crumb.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of, well, you guys are going to kind of have some little minor issues here and there. Nothing detrimental, though. That is the key thing, is nothing detrimental. So.
Man, getting a 15 there must have really helped that average.
Mm-hmm. And
how many
absolutely.
dice do you have in that?
I have 3 plus 1 pip. In specifically survival. And actually, the majority of all knowledge. 4 plus 0 pips in tactical ground assault. 4 plus 1 in streetwise.
Alright. Nice.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm not average in is technical, which is a 2 plus 1 pip.
Fair enough.
And I'm average in first aid.
Alrighty then. Let's see. Boop. And that is that. Then we'll make the transition over. You guys are going to stumble upon the base. Once you get a little bit closer, you guys kind of have more or less like a map out. Whoops. You guys are going to kind of have a map out that's going to kind of roughly tell you where you guys are supposed to be going. And from there, you kind of go from where the main path is, roughly being in some of the foliage, because you didn't want to be straight foliage, slow you down. You will eventually kind of work your way into to try to come around to a certain area. And that certain area will be here.
Goody.
Gonna take a minute to load, apparently. There we go.
I see it immediately.
On my screen, it was taking a minute.
Right now as well.
We're taking a minute. Let me double check.
And then there's however you want to recenter it for stream.
Yep. It seems like it would be relatively decent. Decent enough for me. Of course not.
Sorry, minor coughing fit there.
You're fine. Hair. What is this stupid key? Hold on a second. Remember trying to ask about this last time. I can't remember where you're supposed to do the... There it is. Okay. Better.
I am back.
What?
What?
I missed something that made you happy.
It was the how you click to basically drag the map to a certain location. And I'm gonna also have to figure out a better way to do some of this stuff here, because I'm pretty sure Discord's more or less freezing up every time I click off. That sounds like a problem for future Scotty. Yeah, you're fine.
I mean, I can keep my eyes on stream for you for a half second.
No,
So you can,
you're fine.
Tell you for sure.
Nah. This is problems for future Scotty. All right.
That's a future scouting issue.
Yep.
That's a bit of a. Did we lose somebody for a second?
Who did what in the hunt?
Oh, never mind. You're just. It's just a zoom on the. Never mind.
Hey, you're good. All right, so that's roughly what you guys are going to be seeing.
Alright.
Alrighty. So the obvious entrance is all the way down here. It's
Mhm.
also the most heavily guarded. From what I can see, the most secluded guy is this one in that corner. I'm sorry, I had that 25 in ground assault, so I think that would apply here, correct?
Nope, this one was for you getting down onto the planet side.
Okay.
And we've been walking for hours.
Yep.
So this would probably be a new roll.
Yep.
Fair enough. Problem if I make that new roll then?
Go for it.
What would I want
Alrighty.
to roll for a possible point of entry?
You mean other than the main one?
Yep.
Tactics, which should be knowledge. Or is it perception?
Not.
It is knowledge, and
Okay.
I'm making a tactics ground assault roll, so
Correct.
Yeah.
that is a total of 11 with a 5 on the wild die.
All right. So what were you looking for?
I was just kind of looking for a generalized what I think probably be the best way to take these guys out and take the shipments without necessarily alerting everyone.
All righty then.
Blade.
So
probably.
we're going to need another check on top of which will have to coincide with your dice or your tactics there. All right. So
Okay.
everybody give me a perception check.
Ooh.
Alrighty. That is a straight 3 for me.
You know what? I'll use the actual dice.
Yeah, and if you have search, you can use search as well.
That is 6 plus 6 plus 3 on the
Unfortunately,
wild die for a total of math 15.
Yep.
It's 3 dice plus 1.
I got a
8
5.
9.
I got a cocked D6, so
Pick it up and re-roll it.
I did.
Yeah.
I got a 5 on the wild die, and I got a 3 for 8.
Nice.
And again, I had a total
Ah,
of
man, garbage.
15.
15. I got you.
7.
Sorry.
You're fine. All right. So 7. And then what do we have for Richard?
9.
9. All right. So points of interest are obviously going to be everybody sees big starship, but you're going to see from where you guys are is that the cargo is like pretty much right there next to the starship. There are actually a couple pirates walking around. It looks like due to the time frame, they must be taking a break or something like that, or resting even, because it looks like at some point in time they were basically offloading from the ship onto the ground there. The warehouses and things like of that nature, right around in here, they are. These particular ones are warehouses, and they do seem to be kind of stacked with various different types of crates and things of that nature. You're not 100% sure what's over here, and the little purplish kind of, we're going to kind of call them tents because they're basically kind of set up where they basically look like they've just kind of got like metal frames, and they've just got some tarps and things that tossed over them. They're very, very rugged, very, very.
They're the standing tents.
Yeah, basically.
Not the camping kind.
Right. And then you're going to notice over here, just to make sure, is that there is a little bit of water that kind of pools down into from the other areas in like the forested jungled area. And then, of course, the biggest one that everybody's going to kind of see is that everywhere around this looks like there is a fence that may end up being electrified.
Oh, goody.
Yep. And at the 4 posts of the fence and things that look like there are kind of like these makeshift guard towers, and there is at least one guard posted at the guard towers. Each of them appear to have like blaster rifles. And having all this information kicking into your tactics, you're not 100% sure what would be the best. You do know for a fact that you could try to get through the fence, but if it's electrified, you're going to have to cut the power in order to get through. And then you're going to have to do it. You can attempt to pole vault the thing and basically kind of grab a nice flexy tree branch or something like that that's big enough, run, and then boing right over it. Zoe's got a jetpack. She could technically fly over, but that's going to cause noise.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a screamer, not a whisper.
Mm-hmm. And there's like probably 5 or 6 guards at that entrance, and they kind of look like they were him hauling around. And not really paying too much attention, but I mean, they're not just not going to let you walk in. Where the water is, it kind of almost looks like from the vantage point you guys are at, it looks like it is going to be able to kind of dip down, and you guys can get underneath of it. Can squeeze like one person in. Roughly.
She looks to the big Wookiee like,
What?
I don't know.
You can fit
Can
through
you
that.
swim?
Oh.
I don't know. Can you swim in that armor?
Yes.
There's your answer.
Fair point.
Well, looks like we're probably gonna try to swim because we get rid of this powered box and
No.
unelectrify the fence. I
So-
think people might
Hold
notice.
on, we don't know where the power box is.
And
True.
so we don't know how deep that water is.
Also true. But
So is it that the vantage point is preventing us from seeing where that is, or can I make another perception roll to? see
You
if
can
I
try
spot
making
it?
another perception roll to kind of see if you can spot a little bit difference with the water, or were you trying to find the power box?
The power box for the electrified fence.
Sure, absolutely.
I would
Supposedly
actually like to
electrified.
look at the water as well.
Sure.
So we're looking at 2 different things.
Correct.
Just for clarification's sake.
So
Mhm.
2 separate rolls.
I'm looking to see if I can find a power box to see if that fence is electrified or not.
It's a
Right.
perception again, right?
Correct. If you have search, the skill search, this would also count for search.
Oh, that is a
Unfortunately, I do not.
natural 1 on literally everything.
Nice.
Oh.
See, you're complaining. I'm not these 6.
I get it. I get it. I'm just like,
You
I'm
should
just
know
like,
your
I swear I'm
mouth.
not cheating or something.
No, you're fine.
Obviously.
You're fine.
10.
10. Okay.
Not 1 on everything for a total of 3, and that
Yep.
includes the wild die.
Okay. So the
I
water,
don't see jack crap.
real quick, the water looks like it is probably big enough for a medium-sized character to kind of go through. So the Wookiee is the higher end of medium-sized character. Kind of might have an issue, but should be able to squeeze underneath it there. It's not super deep. It's more or less just kind of like a little trenched mud kind of thing. You will have to get your head up underneath of where the fence is and things like that, so that you're going to have to hold your breath a little bit to get under it. Doable? Yes. Fence? That thing's not electrified at all. You guys should easily be able to scale it.
Oh, it's not electrified.
No, it's not electrified. Yeah, you guys should be able to scale it. No problem.
Is that what we all think, or is that what Adamok?
That's what Adamox says, basically. No, that thing's not electrified.
Yeah,
I don't see a box.
With my 3.
Yeah.
With my total of 3 and a natural 1 on the wild die.
And to be fair, you guys are gonna kind of look around and you don't see a box, but it's just that kind of there is that apprehension because you're kind of like that
It's
doesn't
that
quite
my
seem right.
brain is
Yeah.
fully. My brain's more committed because I don't see it from the vantage point. And I'm just fully convinced that since I don't see it, it must not be there.
Yeah.
Can I make a search or just look around in the forest? Is there any like the equivalent of a beehive?
Possibly.
Are you planning to throw it at them?
Possibly. I mean, you could go to me. You can give me a search, or you can give me a survival. So survival is in knowledge, and then search is in perception.
Either way, it's 2 dice. So
If
Now,
I could
before-
help, I would.
I say
Same.
now you can't help yourself. Now, as kind of a refresher brain, since everybody's newer to this system, you do have the option to spend character points to increase your rolls temporarily. So if you want to, you can spend up to 2 character points to add 2d6 to your roll. Those character points will essentially give you the 2 dice that will act like wild dice. Okay, so if you get a 6, you get to re-roll them until they stop being 6s. However, unlike the wild die, if it gets a 1, it's just a 1. But that is an option.
Alright, I will spend 1 character point to roll 3 on
Sure.
a survival.
Sure. So I suggest to roll your 2 die, add that up, and then roll the character die separate, so that way it's a little less confusing.
Alright. That's 4. There. So 3. Alright, so I got on the wild dice, I got a 4 and 3,
Yep.
and I got 3, 3, and 4.
All right.
So 10.
All right. So you're going to kind of look around. You're using perception, or were you using survival?
I was using survival.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of all talking, the Wookiee's going to go on a walkabout and kind of start hunting around and start kind of looking. Now, you're not going to find like a beehive or a wasp hive or anything crazy like that. But you are going to kind of stumble upon like this little weird mud pile thing that you believe to be more or less similar to. The best way that I can describe it is it kind of looks like the little mud daubers or whatever, but larger. And you think just at a cursory glance that they would essentially work something equivalent to like a wasp, that if it gets disturbed or overly angry, that they'll kind of go crazy. But you're not 100% sure if these are winged insects or if they're, spider type arachnids or what. You just kind of look at it and you think it's somewhere along those lines.
Lovely.
With the guards where they're at,
Mm.
like in the towers specifically, are we able to, like, theoretically, just so I know my options, shoot them for like this guy on this top corner here? Theoretically, if we wanted to shoot him from where we are, could we with him in that tower?
You could. You could always try. So
Okay, so
you're
what
talking about
if
6 meters. So for most of your weaponry, what everybody has, that would be an easy check to do. Now, the guy that's on the same tower
that's
adjacent would be 54 meters, which for a lot of you should be a medium check.
Not a problem for Zoe at all.
Yeah. And then you're
And on
looking
top
about
of
the
that-
same.
And then on top of that, I can kind of move around with a little bit of extra help because I got that +1 in sneak rolls to pick up from my armor.
Right. So yeah, you're looking at like anywhere. The longest looks like it's 52 meters, and then about 40, or no, sorry, goofball, about 6 meters, give or take, for the shortest. So yeah, it will not be impossible.
So
It'll be easy medium difficulty range.
What if we either cause a distraction on the opposite side of the majority of the guards, and then kind of a rush, everyone else rushes in from behind and kind of mows them down? For example, we take out the easiest guards, for example, say over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because everyone else will be alerted, they'll rush over, while everyone else kind of goes around and in, and
So
then gets kind of an ambush jump on them.
I have an idea. It may or may not work.
I can make the shot.
Do you want a
But
distraction, or you want to go guns blazing?
We are taking a
It's
while,
up to
so
you.
they are
What's
trying
the
to move
plan?
a bit more. The majority of the guards are currently towards the entrance of the gate, though they are starting to move about.
Yep.
I say we try and consolidate them in one area and mow down as many as we can.
Okay.
Either that
Sounds
or
like a plan.
consolidate them as far away as the cargo as possible.
Scotty, where's
then
this bug thing?
And then 2 of us deal with them while the other 2 get as much cargo as we can out of here.
Okay.
Or
Worst comes to worst, Richard and someone else loads it back onto that ship, and Richard drives this one over to ours.
So hold on a second with
3
the
different plans of
planning.
action.
Yeah. Hold on for the plan for a second. Crom asked about the mud
Sure.
dauber type thing.
Right. Sorry.
So it's basically kind of like at the bottom of a tree, and it's about maybe 3 meters, give or take, away from where the group was. So that should be about like what, 9 meters from that one guard.
Okay. So, is it in grab? Could I grab it without being seen?
Oh yeah, no, nobody's
By
gonna
us
see
or by
you
the
right now.
guards?
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're in the
So-
forest. Yeah, no, nobody's gonna really see you. You can pick it up. And yoink.
So I'm just gonna look at them and go, I have an idea. And I'm gonna pick this thing up and I want to chuck it at this guard.
Okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and say strength. Give me a second. No, it won't be strength. It'll end up being
do I
thrown.
see Crom picking this up?
Yes, he's like right in as he's going. It'll end up being dexterity, thrown weapons if you have it.
Okay, I'm gonna start walking this way in the forest.
Okay.
Then
Do I see him?
While holding on
Sure,
to my sniper skill.
Crom said something. You all looked in his direction, and he's immediately starts scooping this kind of weird object up in his hands. And
I'm gonna follow suit with them and just kind of move away from him.
yep. So as he's
Yeah.
kind of scooping this thing up, everybody can kind of
Okay.
also see, and Crom sees, but being a Wookiee, he's not all that super concerned. That like it almost kind of pulsates angrily, as like he's like in mid pickup. So
Yeah, I'm getting away from that.
If you're gonna throw it further than the first guard.
Homegirl no want bugs, so no.
I don't know how far I can throw this thing.
that depends.
It depends on the roll.
Exactly.
I was just saying that in character. You know, like if you're
Okay.
gonna throw it, try and throw it further than the first guard.
Let's throw it
So,
as
if I wanted to
far into
throw
the base.
If I could throw it about there, how would I? Is that possible?
Just it depends on what
So
you
it'll be
roll.
about 23 meters. Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay,
possible.
So,
Just depends on how good your roll is.
what did you want me to roll?
Dexterity, thrown weapons if you have it.
I do not have thrown weapons.
All right, so just straight dexterity then.
All right. Oh wait.
So, can I ask if he's not really aiming for anything and he's just going for distance, could he use strength?
Technically, no, because it's a thrown weapon. It's a ranged thing. Technically. Technically.
That's fair.
2 on the
Fair enough.
I got 3 on the wild die,
Okay.
and I got 3 on the other die, and I got +2 on the pet. So
You got an 8?
8.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
We'll just have to see how it goes.
So, good news is you did throw it. This is the good news. Bad news is when you go to throw it, it basically kind of falls right at the tree line type thing. It makes this kind of weird sickening and ends up getting destroyed. And there are these weird, I'm going to use good old fashioned American measurements and say about like a couple inches long, about a half inch wide. These things that are kind of like arachnid, but that have wings. And as they're kind of like very angrily like, what just happened? You're gonna kind of notice that they start kind of swarming around, making this god awful noise. It's almost frightening to a degree, but they kind of actually just start like mosh pitting each other, where they just kind of start getting angry and going back and forth, like doing all these kind of crazy things. And yeah, it did not go
just for
far, and it is
distance
angry.
reference, that's all happening like right here.
Yeah.
For reference.
Is this noise loud enough to conceal a blaster?
Oh no, it is not loud enough to conceal a blaster shot.
Not.
No. Worth asking, but totally not. What was it?
All right, now.
What'd you say, Crown?
Is that enough of a distraction for you?
It's a distraction. Some of the guards are looking over like, what the crap? The guard from from that
trying to sneak in from over there. Now's the time.
Yeah, the guard that's actually closest to it seems to be a little on edge. Just like, and he like backs up as far as he can back up, and you see him actually kind of reach
in the tower.
Yep, he kind of reaches down, looks in the comm, and he's like says something in the comm.
You can't tell what they're saying, but it's definitely something.
Yeah. You can see that there's a conversation. Yeah. You could be on their frequency if you try to hack it.
I want to risk that.
I mean, it's possible.
Would that be security bypassing?
Should I believe just be a communications check? Let me double check on that. Because you are basically kind of using the waves of micros and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, but the problem with getting on their frequency is you're on their frequency.
Yeah, but just because you're on their frequency, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a two-way. You can end up basically hitting the mute button and still hearing them. Kind of like anything you'd have for your furry phones.
Or like this.
Right?
Saw it coming from a mile away.
Thought
the same thing.
Space radios, comlinks, operation, send, receive, hazard location. And then let me double check the security one just to clarify.
While you're checking that, I'm gonna take like 2 seconds to go grab a snack real quick.
Absolutely. Nope. Yep. Be communications.
All right, and that would be under technical.
Yes. Or no, that's mechanical for communications. Mechanical.
I'm gonna see if I can get on their frequency.
Absolutely.
I can't do shit. Maximum effort.
Right? Hey, and remember, you can spend up to 2 character points. You can do this at any point in time, before the roll, after the roll, but you can't tell me the number before you spend those points. You can also spend a force point, which will double the amount of dice that you are rolling.
I will use 1 character point.
Okay. $13. Okay. So pull out the comm, you kind of start scanning through the channels and things of that kind of, they basically kind of like when you do your radio in your car, you hit the scan button and what kind of does that? You have to kind of finagle some, do a little other kind of tweaks and things of that, but eventually you do find their signal.
All right.
I don't give a crap what kind of noise out there. You stay right at your post. Sir, I know you can hear this. I don't care. Yes, sir. I understand.
Wow. Bad.
All right, apologies. What did I miss?
Funny stuff.
Guard is losing his shit. His superior is losing his shit on him.
Pretty much.
For losing his shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like a typical day at the office.
Pretty much.
All right. So I say we make our way over to that little creek and see how deep that is.
Yeah. It's
Ideally, we'd
deep
be able
enough.
to.
The only problem, one that would possibly have a problem is Crom.
Well, here's an idea. I get an extra pip in sneak rolls.
Yeah.
We could just have the three of you wait in the tree line, have me kind of sneak through that and try to sneak through that and sneak up the guard tower and silently kill that guy while he's not paying attention.
However,
How much do you have in sneak? Curious.
In general, what kind of roll is that again?
It is a perception roll.
Yeah, say sneak
I have a
should be
base
perception.
3 in sneak, and I get a +1d sneak
So a total of 4?
because of my armor. Total of 4d for sneak. No pips.
And you also have those character points. Remember those character points.
That is true. I also have character points.
yes,
Well,
I'm gonna try and
Zoe's
make my
gonna
way around there.
Zoe's gonna also sneak her way out. Do we need to roll sneaks?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well,
Don't.
Zoe, try not to go out of the tree line, at least map-wise.
So you
How many
guys
sneaks do you
do
wanna make us roll
think,
here?
at least from
Get to that
that guy's perspective, you do think that it might be a little bit easier now that you can kind of actually audibly hear people at the camp laughing. So you're thinking that everybody heard that on the comm at the base, and they're just kind of laughing. So you're thinking that
They
even
let
though,
their guard down a little.
yeah. So even though it's not the distraction you wanted, it might be the distraction you needed.
Mm-hmm.
8 with a fail.
How many sneaks are we making? Just one each?
Spending
or-
a
One each.
character point.
Sure.
Okay. So I have 4 total.
Okay.
And then I am
course.
also going to spend a singular character point. And I will roll that one after I've made these rolls.
Correct.
Or
20
the
on the
initial
sneak.
roll.
Crom said 28?
No, 20 on the
Oh,
sneak.
20. Okay. They said 28.
Yeah.
Dag, that was good.
I got 2
Alrighty, let me
hits
count
on
here.
the wild die.
Nice.
I had a 4 on my wild die. Now let me add up the rest.
Okay.
So before character point, that is 16.
Okay.
Now let me roll that character point.
Sure.
That's a 6.
Okay.
And that's a 4. So another 10, putting me at 26.
There you go. So 20, 26, and then 8 for Tim with a 1 on the wild die.
Yes.
All right. And then what has Zoe got?
An 11 with
11.
2 1s on both wild dice, unfortunately. So the one that mattered got a wild. I know. The character one doesn't matter, but the actual wild die does. That's a 1 as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right.
Keep in mind that map-wise, she's still on the other side of the map from us.
I will determine these things. I am the keeper of the journals.
I was just making a joke.
I am the keeper of the journals.
I was making my way there, so
Making my way downtown.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Let me know when I stop.
Joke.
All right. You're fine. You're fine.
Should we assume that the people who personally succeeded made it all the way there, or?
Nope. All right, I'm moving the tokens around to kind of represent. I will move. Yeah, I will move to represent.
No touchy token.
Oh, no touchy token. Okay. So.
No touchy token.
No touchy token. All right. So, Crom and Adamox, you two are going to basically kind of be going around. You have become one with the woods. You are moving very sneakily, kind of making sure to watch out for those branches and, kind of stepping over rocks and pebbles and things of that, as to where in the back there's a good little distance as you are moving relatively quickly. And Richard and Zoe are kind of walking, not keeping pace. And then essentially what ends up happening is that Richard hits kind of like this little bit of a gravel type pile, kind of foot slips forward. He falls back. Zoe tries to catch him, And then she's like, oh, crap. And then bam, they make this loud clattering noise as they basically fall. There is snapping of branches and twigs and all these other kind of fun things. And the guard that's like right at that tower is looking the other way. Then he goes, huh? He looks around. Whose footprints are these? And starts looking around, starts scoping, and I actually have to roll to see if he can find you guys because you are still technically in the tree line. He is going to be looking in your general direction. Now, whether he spots you, we're going to find out. Oh, I think he spotted you.
Oh, no.
I assume our sneak rolls will put into that.
Yup.
That's going to be fun.
That's a contested, I'd imagine.
All right.
Probably.
So there's kind of a moment of silence, and everybody's like, their heart's racing. You know, they're holding their breath like, oh, nothing. No, we're good. And a blaster shot rings out.
Can I fire back?
No. Doesn't work that
Damn
way.
it.
Wait to see if it actually hit you, because if it doesn't hit either of you, then they may be able to just write it off as a, well, I didn't hit anything that screams, so maybe they didn't die.
This is
or
correct.
Maybe they just,
yeah.
Weren't there.
Good point.
Correct.
So, if they don't hit you, just stay quiet.
Okay. So, a 16 on very easy, or not very easy, but easy is going to hit. So, question is, we're going to say yes is Zoe and no is Richard. So, yes on the token. So, Zoe ends up getting hit. So, I will require you to roll me your strength.
Okay. So let's see, blast. Is this a energy round?
It is an energy round.
Okay, so that's +2. I don't get the physical of the where am I hit? My head or my vest?
Do you have a D12 with you by chance?
Yes, I do.
Roll me a D12.
6.
It's going to be your left hand,
Oh shit.
which is not armored.
Nope. So pure
Wait.
strength.
All right.
Wouldn't the right... Oh, wait, no, I suppose they did fall on all sorts of weird angles, so it's entirely possible.
Yep.
Pure strength.
And it's a random shot, so I let him roll the die to see where he actually got hit.
Let's see if this automatically does the +2 without me adding other marks. Yep, 14.
So that is a difference of 6, not in your favor. That should be wounded, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh dear.
Let me double check to make sure. Combat and injuries.
Does Zoe make any sound after getting hit? That's the real question.
Oh, I'm probably
Because, like,
sure
technically they were already laying on the ground.
Oh yeah, you're wounded. So yeah, there is going to be a nice, hot, piercing, like hellfire just hits your hand. Your hand feels nothing but pain. And
so the question is, do I scream?
Honestly, we
see?
can roll. Since I personally think you would, but we will roll a willpower, which is under knowledge, to see if you're able to keep your mouth shut.
Like your tongue into half truth type deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do not have. So let's
straight
roll
knowledge.
2 straight knowledge because I don't have willpower.
Where'd he go?
11.
Our force ghost disappeared.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so rude. He's in and out, in and out.
Wait.
Boop, boop. All right.
I think it might be my shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
So
no, if you hadn't already told him the number, I'd say you could have rolled like a force point as well or something.
He did.
Yeah, but he said the number.
Yeah, unfortunately. These are things that you'll learn over time. So, the blast shot rings out, boom, ends up hitting Zoe's hand. Everybody's going to look back at Zoe, whose helmet just goes, and there is absolute silence, but you can see from the body language, she felt that shit. It was very kind of a thing. And probably Richard is hearing from the helmet, like really low. And you can probably, since you're kind of laid up on her a little bit, you can feel like the tense.
Almost like a pained exhale.
Yeah. So like her body's like really tense and things that you're like, oh, she got hit. And then there's kind of a moment. He's like,
homegirl took it like a champ.
Pretty much. He's guys looking around. And you'll hear this because you tapped into the comms. There's a blaster shot fired. What's going on? Guy picks up the blaster. I don't think it's anything. I think it was just a scurrier, sir. You think or you know? Hold on. Kind of looks around. Takes a glow rod. Kind of looks around. Yeah, it was just a scurrier. I got the little thing. All right.
Like, Zoe, we're going further into the woods.
Yeah, actually,
we're taking the long way around.
Take the long way around.
Okay, but before, when they take the long way around, about how far will they be at about the halfway, at least vertically point? Because like,
well, they have to re-roll their stealth check, and then basically they can get to you in a few moments. It's not going to take forever.
True, but like Zoe's wounded, so.
Yeah.
I'm in my hand. So I'm status wounded.
You are status wounded.
All right, I was trying to figure out whether or not it would be more advantageous for us for me to make stealth rolls over there, because if Zoe's human, I have a specialization in first aid with blaster wounds.
That Automux does. All right, so
I could use a little help, please.
Wounded characters are fall. Funny enough, the book says wounded characters fall prone, which you already are. You have a negative 1d6. Hold on, wait. I was looking at the thing. Can't take no action for the rest of the round. We're not in combat. Character suffers a negative 1d2 skill and attribute rolls until is healed. So yeah, you have a negative 1 to all your checks.
Force point and character, voice point and/or character points.
Yeah. And you can only spend them.
You probably should.
Yeah, you can spend them separately. So you can spend a force point, or you can spend up to 2 character points. You cannot spend them both at the same time.
At least not for the roll.
Yeah, you can't do that. Just as a heads up.
Okay. So yeah, she'd probably want to fix that hand.
Possibly. Now, here's the thing, is just kind of tossing it out there, because I know we've had conversations prior to the game. Did anybody ever bother to pick up stim packs? You know, those things that you just you shoot yourself, no check required, immediately bumps you up one?
I looked, but I don't believe I had the adequate credits, and I didn't want to go into debt. I do, however, have 2 standard med packs.
Okay. I was just checking, because, I mean, there's a reason why I let those things into the system. All right. So, how are we handling it? You two are kind of getting up.
So I'm going to try and walk behind Zoe, like help her get over to the other 2.
Sure. So, because they don't really have, unlike 5th edition, they don't really have anything for helping like that. But what I can say is, you guys can both give me the sneak check, and since you're assisting her, it will reduce the amount of the difficulty that she needs to make in order to actually sneak.
Okay. So I have a minus what to my sneak?
Minus 1d6.
Before you tell him the number after you roll, if you want to consider using a force point or a character point, let him know first before the number.
character point.
Okay. How's it looking, Richard?
I'm debating something.
Character points or force point?
Character.
Okay. Well, just let me know.
One of my.
What's up?
Scotty, I'd like to tell you one of my favorite common writers.
Sure.
Spies, because I rolled a 5-5-5, 15.
Nice.
So yeah, character point.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up.
I took the -1 already. Yeah, no, that's right.
And then the character point adds a 1 after the fact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right. That's 5-5-5, 15.
Sounds good.
Deducting the character point. I feel like I'm spending willpower.
Hey.
No, that's the wrong game.
Yeah. No, it's kind of the same principle.
In a way, it kind of is.
Yeah. But yeah, character points
25.
are 25. Absolutely. Yeah, you're able to kind of very quietly, basically, you both stand up. You kind of get that arm around her just to kind of help guide her to keep her while she's kind of holding that hand. And you're being very, very picky about where you're walking. You step into the forested area just a little bit more, kind of pointing things out very quietly. You guys are able to make it over to both Crom and Animox. So you may move your tokens.
All of us or just them?
Just them.
Okay. Once they're over there, I would like to first aid blaster wound a med pack on that wounded hand that Zoe's got.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna take myself down to 1 med pack here real quick in the inventory bit.
All right.
Can I assist with?
Well, that
first aid?
requires Zoe to take off her hand, her glove.
It will require to take your hand off. No, no. It'll all be part of the roll.
Like Luke.
Right?
Okay.
No, it's all part of the check. Now, what were you saying, Crom?
I said, can I assist with the first aid?
Sure.
I do have a
before
4D already.
That's fine. But before Adamox rolls, I need you to make the technical first aid check to see whether you assist or not.
Okay.
By or not, do you mean chooses not to, or actually is more of a detriment?
We'll see.
Or does that depend on the roll?
Sure.
I mean, it's a detriment either way. So it's a one on the wild dice and a 3. So I'm taking that hand off now.
The best part is that I up at Gateway Games and more, there was a game my brother was running just real quick, and a guy was playing a Wookiee, and he was just kind of a fighter, but then he's like, he had to heal somebody who was just wounded, and he had a bad roll, and he busted out like this a hot plate and just basically ripped the dude's arm off, hot plated it. It was like, I fixed you. And that's because if I'm not mistaken, that's basically what happened. Was there was a one on the wild die, and he's like had a bad roll. He's like, this is what I do. We're like, oh my god. Anyways, on to what's going on. Okay,
that was on his assist.
That was on his assists. Yep. So it will increase the difficulty.
Lovely.
So he impeded.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not telling you the number yet.
Sure.
Because I forget, how do force points work exactly? I wanted to know before I decide which one I'm using here.
So force points are double roll. So everything you roll dice-wise, you double.
Okay. Mathing here, hold on.
And force points can sometimes be harder to obtain than character points, just as a heads up.
Fair. Alternatively, do that and get like most that. And the difficulty's been increased from whatever it was. So I'm sorry, I'm still mathing.
You're fine.
So at minimum it would be that. And chances are it probably wouldn't be, knowing my luck, if anything. Actually, chances knowing my luck, it probably would be. You know what? I'm gonna spend 2 character points.
Sure.
And I'm gonna make those.
Okay.
Let me mark down the rolls I already have for the other die as well.
Sure.
So I make sure. Okay. Now then. And there's that one. And then I still have one more character point roll.
Okay.
And there's that one. For a total of 24.
24.
For reference, that is a 5, a 5, a 1, a 3. One of the every 5 was
Yeah, you're fine.
Or one of the 5s was a wild die.
You're fine. You're
so,
fine.
Yeah, 5, 5, 1, 3, 5, 5.
Yep, you're good. So, Zoe, this is supposed to be relatively painless, but give me knowledge willpower if you would.
Oh God, I don't have willpower, so just knowledge.
Yep.
Character point if you have to.
So if I use the roll 20, can I choose the character point before I declare absolute? Because you're going to see the roll regardless.
Yeah, no, you have to tell me a heads up because I'm not looking at the roll 20 yet. We're pretty much doing mostly dice. So yeah, so long as I don't hear the number, you're good.
God damn it, Zoe.
Tim's over there. I think he's laughing himself to death.
No, it's fun because it fudged it. So I'm going to use actual dice here.
That's why I said it's actual dice would be preferred.
Roll 20 fudges your roll.
Yep.
Yeah, roll 20 royally screwed me up because that's not a mathematically possible
That's not
roll.
possible.
Not possible.
I have 2 in knowledge, and I somehow only rolled a wild die. So, yeah.
And that wild die nat 1.
Yep. Probably.
On the fudged one, I mean.
No, you're good.
Remember, if you have to use a character point or a force point.
I'm using a character point.
Yep.
And I apologize if I'm sounding nitpicky about that. I'm not trying to...
No, you're fine. You are perfectly fine. These are part of the mechanics.
God damn it. Why couldn't I have got that on the fucking wild die? So I got a 10. Wait. Yeah, 10.
10 total, right?
Just
10
to
total.
clarify,
10 total. Okay, what
on
Tim?
your character point die, was it a 6?
No.
Okay.
I wish it
You
was.
probably just rolled a 6 on like the other one that wasn't the character point die.
Yep, I rolled a 6 on the normal die.
Yeah, you'll have that. Okay. So what's supposed to be relatively painless turns into like this big to-do. It's kind of like the best way I could describe it is kind of like when you have a decent paper cut and things but your hand's kind of cold, so everything shouldn't be numb, but suddenly when you just douse it into alcohol and salt and things and even though you're kind of expecting it, you're not expecting it to be that painful. And there will be a very loud, audible from Zoe.
Okay, so not that it wouldn't have played me anyway.
Yeah.
But I just remembered why that nat 1. I'm wounded. -1 die.
There you go.
So
yeah.
It was right.
Nice.
So which one would you like me to go with?
It's all right.
Was declared.
It's all right. It is what it is. Okay.
It's done.
Yep. All right.
Either way,
So
let out a
yeah. Either way, yeah, was heard amongst everything, and there are going to be like these bird-like creatures that fly from the forested area near and around where you guys are, and the guard towards the south direction of where you guys are, you kind of see him going over, and you just kind of there's like a flashlight glow rod shining in your direction. You kind of see him. And it's gonna be kind of one of those things where, like, as the camera in my mind, like, if it were like a TV program, like you see him kind of like doing that and then moving around, that kind of cuts back to where everybody is, and they're just kind of looking in that direction. Flashlight kind of comes up just ever so closely to where, like, somebody's foot or boot is, and then just kind of dips right back down. Guy clicks it off, puts it back up, and kind of looks around.
We all let out a quiet yet heavy sigh.
Right?
I'm gonna turn to Crom and whisper, in the future, don't help with the medic stuff.
Got it. Never help you when someone's dying. Understood.
That's not what I said. I just said don't. That's not what I said.
I will never help you again.
That's not what he said.
Well, Wookie understands.
That's right.
Help you again.
Okay,
This
I apologize if that came off the way that you seem to be taking it. It was not the intention.
I understand. Never help again. Okay.
Oh, boys, can we get mission?
Never help with anything again.
Yeah, whatever.
While you two are doing that, there are scary people in there.
And might I also add that you are losing the element of surprise. Yep. It will soon be light.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having fun with this.
I say we keep sneaking.
Okay. That was already moved. Do I need to roll again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna need to make that roll again as well.
So I'm no. I'm no longer.
No. You are no longer wounded.
You go
Sorry.
up by one level, and then since we're not in combat, you just go back up.
Pretty much.
So should I just go back to healthy then?
Yep.
Effectively.
Okay. So I'm gonna
if we
roll
were in
that.
combat, you would have gone up to stunned, I believe.
Yep.
Gonna roll that snake.
We're not yet, so.
All right, I'm gonna try and make my way down to the creek.
Absolutely, give me a sneak.
I am going to attempt to do the same, which means another stealth roll, right? Or sneak roll rather.
Sneak.
13.
Yep.
Yeah. Sneak.
Sneaky.
I roll 4 dice for that.
Nice. What you got, Crom?
I need to get better at that.
I got 13.
Let me look at my dice again. Gary's heart.
I am mathing. Hold on. I actually am going to spend a character point on that. Just one.
Sure.
Let me make sure I got my number correct.
I got a 5 on a wild die and a 6 on the regular.
So 11.
So 11.
Nice.
Okay, so that character point gave me giving me a total of 12.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to make it down.
2 and 5.
Yep. You guys are able to make it down to the little creek of water there.
Oh, thank
All right. Time to take a swim then, I guess.
Yep.
I actually have swimming, so do I need to roll it?
Let me double check. I can't remember if they want just a straight dex or if they want to.
Can someone swim and be stealthy while doing so at the same time? Like, and they just have to make 2 rolls?
Yeah, you die.
You could, but meh. I just kind of lump it all together. Ain't no sense in complicating it.
Maybe let me go first, since I can probably sneak up and like try to silently take out that guard. I mean, I do have a vibro knife on me.
Alright.
Wait, do vibro knives make sound when like pulled out or whatever? Like similar to how lightsabers do with the.
Oh Lord, no! They're basically all they are is basically just pull out like a knife.
Sharper.
Yeah, you pull it like a knife. You flip the switch, and it's basically kind of like the old turkey carver.
Yeah. It's like a thin. It's like a little thin.
Okay.
I don't want to say
visibly. I know what it looks like.
It is a hum. It is a very slight hum.
I know what I look. Visibly, I know what it looks like. Okay.
Right, then.
And
so yeah, they're calling for a dexterity.
And an active one of those dexterity for swimming.
No. The check that's called for this particular instance is going to be dexterity, because you aren't actually swimming. You are basically just kind of maneuvering in water. So it's you're not actually able to do so.
Okay, so we aren't necessarily going to go completely under.
No. It's basically just kind of going under. You got some mud. You have to kind of get your head underneath if you want to, not hit the fence. But yeah, no, it's not deep enough to actually swim.
Yeah, like, do vibro knives have like an electric eel type effect where like they'll electrocute you if turned on in water?
As far as I know, no.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever read anything about it. So
I don't think so
Let
either.
me go first. Let me go in first. I'll have my vibro knife out as I try to attempt to do that dexterity check.
Sure.
Alrighty. And that is a straight dex, so that is 3 dice for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can character
considering
point
those,
one.
yeah, considering those other 2 numbers, I'm gonna go ahead and make another character point
Sure.
usage.
Think about it this way: if you have to think about it, just do it.
That did not help me whatsoever. I went from an 8 to a 9.
Oh.
It happens.
I'm busting out the
I'm
dice
looking
here.
forward to this.
Okay, so he might go backwards. Give me a strength check.
Strength check.
Strength check.
Just straight strength.
Straight strength.
Also a 3. Understood.
So,
Okay, if that happens.
Oh, 14. I'm not planning to spend a character point on that one.
you sure? Well, no, you said never mind. So you had what
Yeah,
now?
I know, which is 14.
14.
10 plus 4.
Okay, so that's a difference of 9, not in your favor.
Ah.
So, so as he's kind of going through the fence and things that kind of going around, he kind of arches his back just a little bit. Everybody hears and sees as his body kind of, and then he just kind of starts floating backwards a little bit. It is not entirely enough to knock you out, but you are what would be considered in this instant, right? In this instance, wounded or not wounded, stunned twice. It was electrified. It wasn't enough to actually do massive damage, but it is enough to basically kind of
Stun me.
yeah, you're stunned really good. If you would have taken much more, you would have been knocked right out.
Oh god. Can Zoe give that a try, or is Adamox walking away?
Well, hold on.
He ain't walking away. He's floating backwards slightly.
Okay.
Was that loud enough to alert whatever guard is right there? I'm praying not.
I don't know. We're gonna make
so
a
I have
check
He
though.
didn't say it did. Why'd you bring that up?
Because I'm stupid.
Well,
because
I mean,
player is stupid.
Hey, he's a good player.
No, the guy seems to be just kind of checking his data pad, just kind of, where's my phone? Just kind of just
Probably assumes it was another one of those
yeah,
scammers or whatever.
it was like it was like something on the app. He's got like sound going on and things, and he thought it was part of like the little program or whatever.
Had his music up, didn't quite hear it.
Right.
Since it only happened once.
Right.
Playing Plants vs. Zombies.
Someone take care of that. Someone take care of Adamox. I'm gonna give this a shot.
Crom, you're probably the most suited to this.
Yeah.
Come on.
The backup medic. Come on.
No.
Spending 2 character points.
Okay.
Crom, go grab him.
All right, I'll get him. We always have to go there this way.
The whole time he's like grumbling, like Adamox said not to help, but they're telling me to help. What do they want me to do?
Adamox said not to help with med packs.
Oh,
this is not a med pack.
I outright Adamox.
That's true.
Captain takes priority.
So I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Okay.
Before the two character point dice, I got a 8.
Nice.
That's a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 1.
Nice.
One on the wild die, but the 2 character point dice are 6s. They explode, right?
They explode.
So
you roll both of them again.
Yeah. So technically, right now that is
you have 20. Yep.
24, 30, explode, 31.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's considered to be a 31 with a 1 on the exploding die.
Just whoop, fish underwater, man. You're there, you go down, you're up on the other side. quick, easy, quiet. While Crom's just like kind of while Crom's picking Adamox up like.
Okay,
just
so
kind of mumbling under his breath.
May I also? Do I have to climb this tower to take this dude out?
If you want to do it stealthily, probably.
Okay,
because it's about like trying to think. It was, I believe, about 3 meters tall, because I think that's what they said the fence was. So yeah, it's about 3 meters. You're gonna have to kind of jump up and grab him. The decent sized fence, or it might be 2 meters. I think it's just 2 meters.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah,
So
yeah, you got to climb up.
climbing. Okay.
Yep.
So rolling 3. No, knife to the throat is what's about to happen. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a joke.
You good?
So.
At least cover their mouth when you stab them in the throat.
Who said anything about stabbing? You slice.
Stabby slice.
Okay, at least cover their mouth when you slit their throat.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
True. True. Well,
the guards probably don't want to hear it either.
Right? Be respectful. Right.
So
what you
about it?
Just to climb.
Yep.
That's a 12.
12. Okay. All right. So, what's everybody else doing? You see Zoe very
move again yet?
Yeah, you're allowed to move. You're just kind of in a daze. Yeah, you see Zoe, she's kind of making her way to the thing, and she's being very quiet as she's kind of, working her way up the ladder, more or less.
I'm gonna ready my blaster just in case this goes south.
Absolutely. So
I'm gonna take a quick second to look down at my vibro knife and say, every single time, put it away, pull out my blaster, and have it kind of like aimed at this guard tower, just in case, like Richard said, things go south.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get my crossbow ready.
The bowcaster. All right.
Yep.
All right. So 3, you're just kind of out there holding your weapons, like, okay. So Zoe's gonna go all the way to the top. Yeah, dude's playing Starship Popper or something like that. Just kind of boop boop boop. You just see him kind of going. He's got like a really good high score going. Seems like he's like in the zone. So you gonna try to stealth stab?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna try to.
All right. So melee.
Stealthily.
Yep. Give me a melee.
I have melee combat.
There you go. Melee combat, which should be strength, if I'm not mistaken.
The first thing
it's under dexterity.
Is it dex? Excuse me.
Yep.
I'm thinking
dex.
brawling parry. Or yeah, no, brawling strength, brawling parry is dex.
Do I get anything extra since he has no idea I'm here?
Nope.
Can't help me. Can't blame me for trying.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, 25.
All right.
And
so, yeah,
it exploded.
Nice.
Into a 3 that led to the 25.
Yep, you're good. So yeah, you definitely got this guy. Now here comes the damage aspect.
Rolling it.
Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it.
Damage.
That's a lot of damage. Or I certainly hope so, at least.
Damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
23.
Explode.
Yeah, no, he just goes as you and as in his short life, as you look down, guys, probably not much older than Zoe's character is. So like he's mid upper teenager kind of things that, and he drops down. He gone.
Can I take his shit? I mean stuff. Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, if you want to take his stuff.
Adamox is gonna take glance down at his holstered dagger. Why is it she gets to? What do you have against me?
Right.
Okay.
So
well, it's my kill. I'm taking his stuff.
Now.
Okay. All right. What'd you say, Richard?
I think it's probably best I go last at this point.
Yeah. So that way, when he gets shocked again, it's gonna be even harder to get him.
You're right.
It's right.
Second to last.
That's right.
So Zoe will give an old. Oh wait, well you guys were watching that happen, right?
Yeah, they were watching.
Yeah.
So You guys are holstering and going to try to get through, or are you guys going to still wait?
I'm going to try and get through.
Okay, so Richard, go ahead and give me...
but not until after Richard's done so.
That's cool. All right, so Richard, you go ahead and give me that dexterity check.
Why is it every time I get a cool stabby idea, it just goes south?
I'm sorry. You want it too hard.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just blaming...
you want it too hard. That's all it boils down to.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. I've played enough of these games to know. When you want it too hard... Yeah.
I literally specialize in the vibro knife. You know, I want to get at least one kill with it.
Yeah, you good?
Before my character dies.
You probably will at some point. It might accidentally be you, but I mean, you probably get a killing.
Okay. While we're waiting on that, what did I find on this dude?
Found on dude, you found that he's got like a little data tablet. And he's got a blaster rifle, standard issue, with a
blaster.
Yeah, blaster rifle.
At this distance,
rifle.
are we able to loudly whisper to each other without like alerting the other guards?
Yeah, for the most part, unless you
loudly whisper to Zoe.
Yeah, unless you start screaming stuff, you guys should be fine.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna go and kind of go at Zoe
Data
saying,
pad.
"Can that data pad hack that ship over there?"
I'm sorry. Something in my throat there.
So that was a by the way.
That was a helmet. But it's like, does it look like there's anything important on the data pad?
No, it looks like it's a personal data pad.
Well, crap.
So looks back at me and says no.
Absolutely not.
It was worth a shot.
All right, so what was your number there, Richard?
12.
12? Yep, you get right up underneath there.
All right. Now I'm going to do it because at least at the moment in time, Wookie is still able to drag me back if need be.
Correct.
I'm going to turn to Crom and say, Crom, I'm sorry for earlier. If I get zapped again, please pull me away from it. And I'm going to go ahead and make, you said it was a dex roll?
Yep, straight dex.
Alrighty, straight dex. Oh, that is math. Hold on.
That is math.
That is math.
That is absolutely getting 2 character points.
You're not gonna have any character points to level your guys up. You're gonna be like, yeah, I can level. Yeah, I ain't got no points.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to die here.
You're fine.
Congratulations, we've hit our first
door.
I was
gonna say, and this is the funniest part for me as the game master. I have like so many cool things planned, so many things ready to rock and roll, and things that their biggest challenge yet: water with an electrical fence. Let that sink in.
Welcome to the door.
Right?
Alright, rolling that second character point die.
Okay.
And that was 2 4s on the character points, so total of 17.
17? Yep, you're in. Much easier this time. Much easier this time. Crom, it's all you, bud.
So, he got through, yes?
Yes, he got through.
I'm through now.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. Do I need to drag him back again?
Yeah, no, you're not dragging him back.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to get through.
Absolutely.
If you needed to drag me back again, I would have just stayed on the outside ready to shoot someone else.
Nah, if I were Crom, I would have been like, you're going over that fence, just picked you up and chucked you. You do not throw the dwarf!
That does sound like a very... That does sound like a very Crom move.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be a strength or dex?
That one would probably be strength, because it's more of a strength deal.
Well, it'd probably be a mix between... It'd probably be something along the lines of brawling as well, because he has to physically grapple me.
Yeah.
And you'd have to probably do a dex to not hurt yourself on the landing.
Possibly, but at the same time, meh.
I mean, depending on where he threw me, I may just land in this puddle of water right here.
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, it would depend on the roll, because if it were at a certain number that wasn't a negative, he'd be fine. But if it were a certain negative or he got a wild or something like that, then it would probably end up falling into, hey, you might get hurt.
So I'm gonna be right about there with like my with my blaster retaken out.
Okay.
Or re-unholstered.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Once I get to the other side, I take it back out.
Absolutely. All right. So what we got, Crown?
I got 7.
7?
3 on a wild die. Yeah.
Okay.
Getting off of the tower since
So,
I never declared that.
There's not too many of you that have smelled wet Wookiee. It's a bad smell.
Zoe smelled wet Wookiee, and she hates it.
But what's even worse
is an electrified Wookiee.
Is
a roasted wet Wookiee.
Yep, roasted wet Wookiee. It's the kind of smell that will linger for days. So let me get those dice together to see what's up. So give me a strength check.
Okay.
If I wanted to smell the smell, I would have gone back to Kasich with my master.
I smell a smelly smell that smells like smelly Wookiee.
Smelly.
I smell the smelly smell of something smelly.
All right.
Wet
Wookies.
Wet Wookiees.
Wet Wookiee.
Wow. You really don't like me right now, camera.
Yeah, no, the whole time you've been Mace windowing in and out.
It was awesome.
Right?
It's like we're playing Star Wars D&D with an actual Force Ghost.
Right?
This is the best day of my life.
I don't know if it's the green or if it's...
Not sure.
I suspect it's probably your shirt backing away from the camera to a point where it's hard to tell between... Or harder to tell between shirt and screen.
Yeah, because I know for me, I was going to do that option, but I was like, nah, screw it. Because even being as close as I am, it would just kind of cut certain areas off, and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it.
This is a digital green screen.
Yeah, no.
So
16?
Yeah, that also may be part of the problem.
Yeah, you're fine. You just
and still wet though.
Yeah, you just kind of power through, and you're able to actually kind of slip on, and all is fine. Yeah, all is fine.
Singed?
Oh yeah, he's like he jammed his finger in a power outlet. Like yeah, little bit of little bit of a smoke trail and things that he just stands up like, what's up?
All right.
Yeah, you're through. You did not get stunned at all. I had exactly 16. So I roll in favor of player because I think in the rules it's like, you have to beat the number, but screw that noise. All right. So yeah, you guys are all now on the proper side of the fence.
I say we check this closest warehouse first. Well, depending on where the door is. Was the door on the far side or close side for this warehouse?
For the one right there, it's actually right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, so
in that case, I would like to attempt, blaster at the ready, to walk into this tent here and see what's going on with these things.
All right, then. So the doors do appear to not be on those side either. You believe that they're actually over here because you can kind of see like kind of like walk trails and things that even though there's not lots of grass and things that there does kind of seem like there's a beaten path. Yeah.
Down.
Yeah, there's a beaten path there. So you can kind of see that you're thinking there. It looks like there's at least 2 doors relatively next to each other, but a little far apart.
That.
What's everybody else want to do? Let's say, Richard, what about you, man?
I want to look around and make sure that nobody has spotted us.
Absolutely. Give me a search. Perception search.
I almost forgot you said we were going to play for extra time tonight because people had the ability.
Yeah. Yeah, usually, usually it's going to be 2 hours. Yeah. Usually it's going to be about 2 hours because of Tim's weird shift. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was looking at the clock a little.
16. All right, you're fine.
I was looking at the clock.
Alrighty then.
I'll just save it for after.
You're fine. You're fine.
It's kind of irrelevant anyway.
You're fine. All right. So yeah, it does not appear like anybody has spotted you. There have been some movements though since
That being said, the Wookiee
everything's
is wet
happened.
and singed and
Yep.
probably stinking to high heaven. So
Oh, hello.
they may smell us soon.
Time to move.
Would you like me to go
Listen,
a different
do you
direction?
smell that? There,
Can you smell what Adamox is cooking?
Wah, wah, wah. All right.
Can you smell what the Crom is cooking?
I'm cooking myself.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Wookiee meat. Absolutely delicious. A little tough and chewy, but...
What? No.
All right.
Sure.
Right. Okay, yeah, so
I can
nobody...
confirm nor deny either.
Okay.
Actually, knowing my line of work,
Getting back. I let it kind of go a little bit there. All right, so, yeah, no. Richard, you don't really see anything. It looks like everybody's kind of walking around doing most stuff. Outside of everybody kind of these close calls, a couple of your crew getting shocked. Yeah, no, these guys are really not paying attention. It might just be because they hate being on third shift or whatever. But yeah, no, they're straight up going about their own business.
GM, can I see the ship from where I am at all?
That big ship? Yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah, that's
big enough. I'm pretty sure we can all see it, even if
sizably larger, almost 3 to 4 times larger than the DP-28. It is sizably longer.
Attempt to make my way underneath it.
You can always make the attempt.
I would like to make the
try.
attempt.
Absolutely. So sneak, or you're just gonna walk?
Sneaky.
Okay, sneak.
Now hold on. We saw how that went the last time. It was just you or just you and the English. Sorry, Richard. I can't English.
Well, I've already declared that I'm making the roll, so I have to make the roll.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was just making a joke. Continue.
15? You sneak. Yep. And you're gonna get right about in here.
Okay.
So.
All right. Keeping my head kind of on a swivel, blaster at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to kind of sneak over to the doorway over here and then inside.
Absolutely.
Kind of like
now I have a blaster rifle.
Yep.
Type deal.
Yep. Sneak.
Let me make that roll. And then I get a +1d to sneak, and that is a perception, so I already have 3 over there.
While he's making his roll, Crom, what would you like to do?
Considering I can probably smell myself and so can everyone else, I'm debating how to do this without getting everyone killed.
I mean, go into Wookiee Rage and kill them all.
I could do that, but there's a lot more of them than are me.
But Wookiee's strong.
Or the rest of us, for that matter.
Right?
Okay, so...
We let the Wookiee win.
That's right. Let the Wookiee win.
Anyway, I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to just try to work my way... What is this again? Sorry.
What is it again?
Tent?
Yeah, it's basically looks like it's a maintenance tech. You can actually see that there are a couple speeder bikes in there. There is somebody in there working on one of them. Looks like there's a bunch of different type of parts for different types of speeders and things like that. But it looks like they've got a couple in there and work.
Purple tent that I just walked into that I had to go around to the door for.
No, the one that Crom asked about.
Oh, I didn't see which one he was pointing at. My bad.
Yeah, one of the top brownish one right there.
All
right. So
I'm gonna work my. And you said there's only one person in here.
Looks like there's one person.
I'm gonna work my way over there and with my smelly butt, I'm gonna peek inside and just see how many. I'm gonna see if I can get to them.
All right. So Adamox says, Crom's giving me the check for the. Or wait, no, you did give me the sneak check, didn't you?
It was 13.
Okay, yeah. No. Crom.
Oh, I didn't give a sneak check.
Okay, that was where my brain kind of did the disconnect. While you're giving me the check there, Crom, Adamox, you kind of poke your head through, and you're gonna notice that it's basically a makeshift dining area. There's actually like a cook in there, one actual human being that's like cooking stuff, and then you see like this droid that's got like multiple arms, and he's kind of like washing dishes and doing like different types of stuff. And then Richard,
right,
what
my
do you?
response will be to immediately kind of bop back out.
Okay. So you do that, and then Richard, what did you want to do? Richard's playing with the filters again. So, Crom, what was your roll?
Stomp 1.
Stomp 1. Okay. All right. So Richard, while the Wookiee goes stomping by, maybe slightly angry that he got shocked and he's wet, but like was really quickly dried. Yeah, was really quickly dried by the shock, and he's got to do like a whole perm and things that again doesn't like he's having a bad hair day and everything else. What did you want to try to do?
Crom is only supposed to be dry cleaned.
Right.
For the love of, how many dice did you roll, Crom?
2.
Yeah.
A lot.
Timmy.
Oh, I forgot my push to talk. Shit.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna try and make my way up here and see if I can find what we're looking for.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a sneaky sneak.
Okay. See, I'm not the only one that's doing this.
Hey, it's okay. These are the fun limitations of doing these types of things on a computer platform. And when you're not doing them in the computer platform sense, you're going to end up basically be doing them elsewheres. And it's
13.
the way that goes. Yep, you're able to go. A little bit past though.
Like I'm doing.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So, Crom.
I'm gonna be by wherever the landing gear is up there.
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on a second. Richard, give me a quick search. Perception search. See, because you did say that you wanted to see if you could find the stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Drama llama.
18.
Oh yeah, you can actually see where the cargo is. There are these kind of markings on the crates that you have seen at different rebel bases, different rebel kind of areas and things that similar to what we would know as the Rebel Alliance logo, slightly altered as to not give like a hey it's rebels. But yeah, there is a little bit of kind of like a marking that you see. Now, Crom, you're gonna walk in, poke your head over, and there's just gonna be this guy who's got like a hydro spanner, and he's just kind of like working on like some of the engine stuff and things that, and he's got like a cigarette in the mouth, and he's kind of like, oh, and he just kind of as he goes to put the cigarette out in the ashtray, he just like locks you right in the eyes, and he's like, Sasquatch? Slightly confused, but very much like frightened because he knows there's a Wookiee standing like right there.
I'm gonna put a finger to my lips and just go.
Just let it happen. Shh. Like the guy's gonna kind of go, nod his head.
I'm gonna give him a head pat and point to the ground, just to basically say, "Sit down, be quiet, and I won't kill you."
Okay. He just sits down. Whatever you tell him to do, he does. He's just like, "Yep, I'm here. This is my life now." I'm
just the mechanic.
I am here. This is what we do. This is how we roll.
I give him a little head pat and say, "Good boy."
So at that point in time, since you got the one thing there, boop, we're gonna have this guy right here who rounds the corner. Boop, where you are kind of head patting the guy like, good boy, I'm not gonna have to eat you now. And this guy walks around with a kind of, just half-heartedly, just looking around, looks kind of like he might have just woke up or he's very tired, one of the two. And he looks over at you and he's like, what the? And he just reaches up for a comm and goes, we got intruders! And he screams as Richard hears, everybody hears, or the comm link, so.
Fuck.
And that will actually be the point where we're going to stop.
Can I get one roleplay line first?
Sure.
Sorry, I gotta try and find it in here. Crom, you son of a blaster!
Alrighty then. Oh, you're good. Alrighty then. So that's going to be the end of the game session. Now I'm going to award character points. So in general, the way I do it, just as an explanation, is you show up, it's pretty much a character point by default. And then I kind of will grade more or less your participation, how you've done, things that, and I'll just kind of add on to and everything else. So we're going to say I've very much enjoyed everything that was in the game here. Good rolls, good checks, good role play. So I'm going to go ahead and award everybody 3 character points for tonight's session.
Now I'm only down by 4 instead of 7.
Hey,
I almost broke even there.
Right. So, and once
Honestly,
you guys,
I feel like I could have come out of that a lot worse.
probably could have. Now, once you guys have jotted that down, you now have the opportunity at the end of every game session to increase skills that you have used. So this is the way that they level up in the D6 system here. So things that you've done, like everybody's done, like the sneak, you can level that up. So if you don't have the ability, you can basically throw character points into it to get the ability. Things like if you'd use the blaster, all that other kind of fun stuff. So whatever skills you actually use with your dice, you can actually level up. So we're going to take the time to kind of do that now.
Alright.
So question, that's only specific skills, right? Like if I had to make a straight strength roll, I could not do it for that?
No, because you do not have the amount of dice to do. And that one's done and handled differently. That one's, yeah, that one's actually done, if I'm not mistaken, with like training and things that. It's only
Yeah,
skills.
Like I said, but I want to
if you actually if you actually use the skill, you can do that. Okay,
yep.
So let's see. Sneak, climbing. I think I might want to get better at sneaking.
That would be good. So what is your? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
My current sneak is 3. My current sneak is 3 + 1.
Okay, 3 + 1. So if you were to, as a refresher, if you wanted to bump that up, you can only do it one time, and it would cost you 3 character points, and it would end up going from 3 die + 1 to 3 die + 2. Because dice are kind of handled as fractions, so you can't have number of dice plus anything past 2 pips. It's 1 pip, 2 pip, full die.
All right. Well,
and 3 character points are to 1/3 of a die or 1 pip. Is that how I heard that equation used correctly?
More or less, it's amount of character points spent per 1 pip. So if you had 6 that you need to spend character points, it only goes up by 1 pip. So it doesn't actually, it doesn't actually matter the amount that you spend. It's always 1, 2, full die. 1, 2, full die. So whatever, if you had no dice in it and you spent at that point, it would be attribute. So if your attribute was 4, you spend basically 4 character points, and then that goes to 4 die plus 1 because it's
I see.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I feel like I made a mechanical roll there. What was that again? I feel like I'm either that or I'm completely mistaken.
Help me out, guys. My brain, I actually can't
It would have
remember.
been close to the start of session when we were still like.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. I think it was. No, that was a survival roll for putting together the things. I think to make the barricades.
Mechanical.
I think that was a survival roll.
Yeah, that was a survival roll. Yeah.
I absolutely.
So it probably would have been like right before we landed or something.
Yeah.
If it did happen.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Remembering someone else getting that roll.
You're fine. So what were you trying to say there, Zoe?
I absolutely cannot afford to raise my melee combat up at all, since it's 5 already.
How many character points do you have?
I've got 11.
Okay, so you spend 5 character points, and it bumps up 1 pip, and then you end up having, what, 6 left? Is my mathing right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that would only leave me with 6 characters.
Well, I know these are the tough decisions.
More than I did.
Yeah.
And I can't up an attribute. I know I had to make an actual attribute for lack of a skill. So
right.
To do that, I need training.
Well, for attributes, yes, you do need training. But if you did, in place of, for instance, if you did not have sneak, but you were sneaking and you use the attribute, you're technically using the skill, and you can technically, at this point in time, spend to get skill. Make sense?
Would that basically be having 1 dice in skill?
It would basically be spending, what was your perception for sneak?
Well, my perception for sneak is 3.
Okay, so perception is 3. Sneak is part of the perception attributes. So you would spend basically 3 character points to go ahead and bump that up to 3 die plus 1. Because you always have, even though you don't have it written down on your list, you technically have those skills at all point in time. So your sneak is 3D. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what world I rolled the knowledge for. Because I rolled the knowledge in place.
You rolled knowledge for Planetary Systems.
Roll.
Yeah, you rolled knowledge for Planetary Systems early in the game. You rolled knowledge willpower to not scream.
Fair enough. So can I could probably put something in willpower, but it would just be, it would literally put me at 1.
It would put you on 1 pip.
Yeah, 1 pip on top of
base knowledge.
Yeah.
You automatically get the base knowledge. You just now you also have 1 pip.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
My base knowledge is 2, so that would be 2.
2 die plus 1.
So willpower.
Mm-hmm.
And subtract a character point.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? 2 character.
There's 2 character points. 2 character points.
So that leaves me with 9.
Mm-hmm. And your you now have a 2 die plus 1 willpower. So when I ask for willpower, you now roll 2 die then plus 1. So. And now, that's how that works.
So, for clarity's sake, I used specifically first aid blaster wound specialty, not general first aid, specifically that one.
Correct.
So that means that I would go by that D and not the base first aid D.
Correct. You were using a specialization. Specializations actually cost half the character points rounded up. So how many dice were you rolling for that?
4 for first aid blaster wounds.
Okay. So then it is 2 character points, and you can bump it up 1 pip.
That's actually not a bad trade-off considering I just got 3.
Yep.
So I think I'll go ahead and go down to an even 10 and do that.
There you go. Crom, were you wanting to spend anything there?
I was debating what to spend on, and I can only spend for one bump, right?
1 bump per skill. So if you've got the character points and you've done 16 different skills, you can bump all 16 up if you had the character points. But you can only bump that one skill, right? That one skill one time.
Okay.
So, for example, you can't bump it up to a total of 2 pips at one time.
Correct.
No, that makes sense.
Correct.
Okay. That was more so me clarifying than me trying to.
No. Yeah. I understand. I understand. No, you're fine.
So I could bump my sneak and my survival up, correct?
Yes. You use both of those. So, sneak and survival. Survival is knowledge. Your knowledge is 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll be 2 character points, and it goes from 2d6 to 2d6 plus 1. And then your perception was what? 3D or 2D?
My perception is 2.
Okay. Yep. So same thing. You spent 2 character points there. You can then bump that up to.
And it doesn't bump the point itself up. It just adds a pip to it.
Yeah, it adds a pip to the skill.
Okay. And I might have said this, but I didn't hear you. At what point do they go? Would the skill itself go up?
You mean increase of dice?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are only basically 3 stages. The die itself, die plus 1, die plus 2. Well, technically 4 stages, because after that plus 2, you spin and then it kicks into the next die. So it's fractions.
Okay.
So if you had just 2D, it goes to 2D plus 1. If you had a 2D plus 1, it would bump up to 2D plus 2. If you had a 2D plus 2, it would go from 2D plus 2 to 3D even.
Okay. So after if I'm getting this right, so after 3 pips, it becomes a 3D.
Correct, because you can't have anything past 2D. So yeah, that's the best. The best analogy I can think of is that it, like I said, is each die is basically 3 pips. So you have no pips, and then you have the 1 pip, you have 2 pip, and then you have a full on die. So yeah, that's the best way that I can explain it.
Okay.
A pip is a third of a die. Think about it like that.
Yes.
Exactly.
An example would be like I just used pips to upgrade my character points to upgrade my blaster wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Special case, but we'll pretend that it wasn't. That was just base first aid for simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
I use character points. I go up to 1 pip because I was at 0. Next session, if I use that skill, I can do so again, bringing it up to 2 pips.
Mm-hmm.
If I do it again the session after that, I then go up to 3 pips, but I can't have 3 pips, so instead I go up a whole die.
Absolutely, this is correct.
You're trading in your current pips plus 1 for a new die.
Correct.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, well, I had a good night.
That's good. So what were the I'll say, got a little bit of time, you can kind of BS it and talk a little bit now that you guys kind of know what the leveling your stuff up is and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Having fun and all that kind of fun things. What'd you guys think of the session? Pros, cons, goods, bads?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That's good.
Now,
good.
The only thing that I found minorly frustrating was just that I rolled bad at the times I didn't want to, and rolled really well when I felt it didn't matter.
That is standard.
That's RNG.
That's RNG, and that's to be expected. That's not something I'm complaining about with the game itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just with my own luck.
Oh, you're fine.
Like taking out of the fact that I can have crap luck or god tier luck, I quite enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. Yep. So
I'm not sorry that I caused an issue.
Which time? Like bee spider things or okay?
To be fair, the spider things actually did kind of work well as a minor distraction.
Oh, absolutely. Because I had to think of
when Zoe got her hand shot, it probably would have been a lot more easy to notice her, even if she didn't scream. If those bugs were not buzzing and they weren't already laughing at the guy.
Right. And like I said, Yeah.
By that logic, it probably would have been a lot easier for him to notice, even if.
How close was Zoe to tanking that willpower roll? Just curious.
The second one.
Threshold.
Yeah, the second one.
The one for getting shot in the hand, or the one for getting healed.
The hand.
The getting shot in the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one. Yeah, that one, I can't remember the actual number off the top of my head, but I do remember mentally thinking, okay, he beat it by 2. So whatever it was you ended up being past 2. So yeah.
You beat it, but almost just barely.
Right. And then the yelling out one was that one you ended up missing. Like, can't remember. That one was another close one. It was like 1 or 3 or something like that. That one I didn't put in my head. I just remember kind of going, yeah.
We just got really lucky with that one.
Yeah.
It failed by such a close margin instead of anything larger.
Yeah.
Anything larger, and we would have gotten that light would have reached us, and we would have had just that deer in the headlights moment and just book it.
Right. Everyone scatter.
There, pull out the blasters and
right.
Scatter, pull out the blasters, pew pew.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, then
at least we got one guy off as a result of not doing that.
Phrasing, but okay. But yeah, no, it was
valid point.
Yeah, because like I said, and then like Crom's assistance there, in quote unquote, and things that actually bumped it up 2 levels of difficulty because of the negative or the wild die or whatever it was. Because you're like, oh, and I was like, yeah, no, you're going up. You're going up 2.
Negative assistance, even if non-existent or really even just not negative,
right,
would have either helped immensely or we would have succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah, if he wouldn't have done...
If it wasn't a negative, we would have succeeded, basically.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have done and things that, you would have been perfectly fine if he wouldn't have helped out. And if he would have helped out, it would have made it that much easier. But yeah, no, the fact they got the one on the wild die, it just bumped it up basically by 2 ranks of difficulty,
it took
more
it
or
from
less.
A 10 to a 12.
No, it took it like from
I'm sorry, I didn't mean 10 to 12. I meant from like 2 to 12. I just misworded.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Yeah, basically, more or less.
From like a 5,
yeah,
a 2 or a 5 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but yeah, that's the basic rough gist of it. I was like, yeah, it just was like, okay,
in terms
boom.
Of number. I was talking in terms of scale difficulty. Like, difficulty-wise, if I had to put this on a scale of 1 to 10, it'd normally be like a 2.
Right.
It just got bumped up to like a 12.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Basically, more or less.
So, got a question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
You said it was the blaster rifle I found was standard issue. So
yeah, it's just
So the first rifle on the list, basically.
Should be the one if it's standard or just this blaster rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I just thought of something.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, first one on the list. Gotcha.
Yep.
I just thought of something.
What's up?
While we were still undetected, I should have asked Zoe to grab me the blaster pack thing from the power pack from that rifle.
Right, but I mean, you'll have that.
You know,
right?
Hindsight 2020.
Oh, don't bring up 2020.
I meant like 2020 vision, but okay.
8295 rifle.
There you go.
Ooh.
Okay, now I feel even worse because I just realized I meant it in a 2020 vision context, and 3 of the people here have glasses.
Hold on a second. It shouldn't be 5D plus 1. It should only be 5D. Glad you said that because it should not be 5D plus 1. Hold on.
Okay, so it's not plus 1?
No, it's only 5D. That's standard blaster rifle.
Question. Okay. So when you half a thing for the specialization,
yes,
it rounds up, correct?
Correct.
So if, for example, I had gotten to use my melee combat vibro knife skill, I would have used 3 and it would have gone up to 5D plus 1, as opposed to 5 because it's a specialization, correct?
Correct.
Gotcha.
So one more question. What is the rate of fire? It's a rifle.
They shouldn't have a rate of fire on those, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay then.
Whatever it is, it's probably the same as the one.
Oh, I didn't put that on the list. Hold on. No, it's got to be on there, but it's just easier to look in the book. Weapons.
If it's Blast Tech DLT 19 or equivalent,
it should be that actually.
Its rate of fire is 1. That's exactly what I have. The rate of fire is 1.
Oh, so it's not the first one on the list. The first one on the list.
No, because I thought I had it. Yeah, I thought I had it to where it was just blaster rifle.
I have specifically the blast.
Yeah, so
I have basically what that guy was holding, but my own.
Yep. Availability. Yeah, rate of fire is 1. Range. Short range is 3 to 30 meters. Medium range is 100 meters, and then long range is 300 meters. And then damage is 5d6.
Okay, we are looking. I am looking at the wrong model then.
Yeah.
Blast Tech. Which one are we looking for? Range 4 to 35, 110, and that's not it.
I might not have put the right one in there. So
I'm seeing multiple Blast Tech ones. 3 to 30, 100, and 300. Worth about 1,000. Power packs 25. Ammo 50.
Blaster pistol.
I found something amusing in the conveyances thing.
Yeah, what's up?
I was looking at the dehydrated food pack section, and I'm looking here, and it's like, huh, why is it that up here it says availability 1, cost 2, but when I go further down, it says cost 1,000, availability 3, banned. And then I realized, oh wait, the electro color didn't get bolded.
Gotcha.
I just found that amusing. I wasn't trying to like nitpick or whatever.
No. Yeah. So, Derek, for the blaster rifle, just jot it down.
Okay.
That because I don't think I have it actually in that one. It is ammo capacity is 100. If you were to buy another power pack for it, it is 25 credits. The rate of fire is 1. Range is 3 meters to 30 meters for short. 100 meters for medium. 300 for long. And damage is the 5d6.
Point blank would be
anything under 3 meters. Yeah, if you're using the sheet online, it's funky. They for whatever reasoning don't have it the way it's supposed to be.
3. Medium was what?
Medium was 100.
Oh, I feel so dumb.
What?
I completely could have used my wide scan binocs on that search roll earlier for the
It is not my job to hold your hand about what items you do and do not have.
You to. That was again hindsight. I'm just like, oh, I should have said I pulled that out and used that. Oh wow. Yeah. I will just say for the sake again, I was eyeballing it anyway because of
you're fine.
So
what is hindsight again?
2020.
But
yeah, what was the long range?
Long range is 300 meters.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually type 300.
Yeah.
Because screw making that go to 300.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I don't have a name for this model, so I'm just gonna say blaster rifle.
Yep, just blast rifle.
Again, you basically said earlier it was the Blast Tech DLT, so.
Yep. So the damage
I literally have, so.
Yep.
So the DLT 19 then?
That's what I have.
The damage is 5d6.
Okay.
And then this has a collapsible stock. So
so it's a Blast Tech DLT 19, but with a collapsible stock.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
rate of fire still 1?
Rate of fire still 1. So this one is if you end up using the stock, you get a added 1d6 to your blaster. Makes it easier to hit things.
Maybe I should take that later.
Nope.
Well, there's going to be more than one around.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Like I said, I was
collapsible stock. So
I just meant like that way I can conserve the power pack from this one.
Fair enough. So collapsible. She's got guns now.
She already had guns.
Oh yeah.
Well, she's got more guns. She is.
Hey, the more the merrier.
She has guns. I have guns.
Right? Whose fault's that? I didn't want to go into debt. I don't want to do things. I want to do things the hard way.
I know. I'm not. I know what choices led me to this point. I was just trying to enjoy the moment.
Oh, I know.
To be clear, I technically didn't go into debt until I bought the sniper rifle.
Pretty much.
And I still have 30 credits to my name, so it's not exactly that big of a difference. Only 30.
Well, no, but
so it's not like it would have made a big difference in the long run anyway, but at least I don't owe anyone physical money.
That you know of.
That I know
of. You might have forgot something.
Yeah, no, I did not forget something.
You never know.
I just forgot to word it in such a way.
With something like that,
I thought you meant player forgot something, not
no character. No.
Yeah, that's my bad.
You're fine. So, is there any kind of specialty?
Totally could have forgotten something.
Oh, absolutely. Is there any kind of special things that you guys wanted to plug, talk about, real quick? Any other game stuff you wanted to ask or do or talk about? Highlight?
I would like to be able to start getting my own things set up to stream these at some point for the people still watching. So for those of you that are interested, go ahead, be on the lookout for that, or just stay around here. You know, I'm not gonna try and steal your viewers.
It is what it is. People can come, they go. I ain't worried about it. I'm just here. I'm going to provide the story best that I can, and
fair enough.
Watch you guys flounder and just laugh the entire time. Like, good lord.
You just
you mean like we did for the most.
What about Cotton Eye Joe?
You reminded me of that.
If it hadn't been
for
him, I'd have been married a long time ago.
What would you say, Tim?
You reminded me of that on the Wednesday game, the Cotton Eye Joe
Oh
reference.
yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm half asleep. I hear that, and I go, Cotton Eye Joe, son of a
bitch. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
I have disappeared on stream.
You have been, man. You've been force ghosting in and out the entire time. But it's okay.
Think it's incredibly lore accurate and cool.
Right? Like I said, I'm not complaining by any stretch of the means.
I mean, if you want to include the non-stream test games to learn the system, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely lore accurate.
Absolutely.
Of course, by that one, we should all be forced.
I move my neck.
Right? So
I crane my neck a little bit and I'm gone.
Alrighty then, Sue.
I wanted to try testing out a force user at some point, if that was possible.
Oh yeah, totally possible. And then that's another thing that you bring that up, that you guys bring that up, or that Crown brought that up, is that I've told people this and they kind of, you guys literally, if you get to a point where you want to just not quite retire, but just kind of set this character to the side and bring in a new one, that's fine. Don't go crazy with it. But you don't have to wait for characters to die before you're like, I want to make a character change. And that's okay. Usually I'll kind of allow like 1, maybe 2 switches. Or it could also be like a backup character, things like that. But I mean, that's something, like I said, these are your guys' first characters. There'll be lots of things that you're going to kind of flounder with, and it's going to be funny for everybody.
Things that we'll enjoy, things that we'll dislike.
Oh yeah, and like I said, but it's all going to be a learning experience, because even when you switch your characters, there's going to be certain things with that. Yeah, there's going to be certain things that you're not going to be caring about, or you're going to right. So, all right, if that's everything we got, then I guess we can go ahead and end the stream. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. We're going to be doing this every Saturday starting around 6 o'clock. Tonight we were able to go about 3 hours because